warm day today. Wouldn't be a bad day to get an IPA. So let's go over to Joey Options and the Professor Sharif. Go get them, boys.
Hey, paint sheets. Like when Donald's staring at us there at the screen. Right?
Yeah, Donnie.
Boom.
Oh.
Assassino. Well, greetings and salutations, beautiful people. Welcome to the Midday Show. That is your boy Joey Options, and no, we did not.
Oh shit. Oh
plan.
dang. Oh dang.
You got. Well, okay.
I got reds on. I got reds on.
Right,
I got reds on. No, I got reds on. Yeah. We're all right, man.
I think we could be like the same outfit, just different pants.
Yeah. Shout out Fashion Nova, maybe we get a Fashion Nova.
You're about that Fashion Nova life?
I'm about, yeah. What do you mean? Come on.
I'm more about that Shein life.
Oh, all right.
I pretend that because I've actually never bought anything from there, Joey. So
from Shein? Mm-hmm. I don't think. No, I definitely haven't. I definitely haven't either.
No.
It's
bro o'clock. Someone hit the fail there. I don't know who it was. Shout out to Jay Haas, Cisco, Alberto, Fibonacci, the fifth. Salutations right back at you. The OG Darwin dancing up a storm. Shout out to Ryan O'Day and Liddy Bands 7. Bravo on the great name. Shout out to Sid. Shout out to Alan Bomb. Bomb Noir. Calm down. You're killing me with ETH. Kirk D, Echo Max, Stephen H, and ATS. Gorev, the OG. We got Roberto Trader without stress. I like that. Mr. Ducats as well. Shout out to Shrush, Mike, P, my guy. Shout out to Rustam, dropping cash already quick as you like in the super chat. Thank you very much for the $2. ORSHBIYA and Open. I got one of those. I got Open. We'll get to them in a hot second, but we've got 3 trades on right now, Joey. We're printing up a storm right now on my friend, very good friend, at least so far it is, IXHL. Where are we at? We're long 41s. We just cleared 46. I got a couple of entries on this bad boy, so we're going to keep an eye out on this one, but it's SOWG that's in a lot of trouble right now. It's going to have to hold that 10 penny area. We added into this one. Let's go ahead and throw it out there super quick for SOWG. It's going to have to hold this area. It is losing it and losing it fast. It's at the 10 EMA, and we already got stopped out. So we'll take a quick L there on my not good friend SOWG, but we'll keep an eye out on that. And I'm in IPA as well. That's the one Neil was referring to there in the on the end of the morning show. I will not be drinking any IPAs today.
Oh.
I won't.
Why would? Oh, okay.
Number one, I don't drink as much anymore, obviously. I did admit to you guys I had 1 glass of wine on the weekend, so that was the first time that we've had a drink since New Year's, but I'm not a beer guy.
Not a beer guy, no. That's crazy.
It just bloats you, bro.
Yeah, but
it's an excess.
Dude, you know what I'll tell you what, hold on now. I'll tell you right now, there is nothing better than ripping some hockey, being exhausted, and then just having the crispiness of an ice cold, fresh out the keg, beer ski, and it just everything is all good. Everything is all good after. You're just like, oh, I feel perfect. This is exactly what I need. Ultimate refreshment. Never mind refreshment.
What else
this is what we're talking about. We shorted a little Tesla here this morning, guys. Screen. Yeah, so there it is. We were short Tesla. We add a little bit more, take some off, and then we did get stopped out, but there it goes. Just absolutely cruising for a bruising right there, guys. But shout out to my guy, Money Mitch. Swing alert, swing alert. Here we are. Shout out my guy, ETHA. Yeah, we started grabbing into this one yesterday. My VIX calls, taking it on the chin right there. But everything else, cooking up a storm. But swing alert is what we got going on. And I'm going to build really heavy into this Ethereum position. I'm ready to rock and roll. Genius Act, I love it. So yeah, you just got to go with the flow. And I think if something extremely positive in all seriousness and something like that comes around, I think we're going through a massive change with just the likes of AI and all this stablecoin talk. And there's a way that we can take advantage of it, us as traders, swing traders, intraday trader, whatever you may be. It's just taking advantage of these economic changes that we're going through. And I think Ethereum is going to be at the forefront of this. And we've explained a little bit about that earlier. But yeah, anyways, Tesla, it was all right. I took a little scalp on Google. I did get stopped out on the first trade there. So Google, we took a long, and then we get stopped out. But then I took another little scalp the tape flipped on me, so I just got out of the trade right away. And thankfully I did, because I was long here, and if I just held that, that would have been, we would have been having a bad time. And when you're supposed to pizza and you're French frying, you typically have a bad time, all right? So, yeah, he's from South Park.
Okay,
so, yeah. They're going,
I was like,
they're doing ski lessons. It's like, all right, French fry and then pizza. So when you're supposed to pizza and you're French frying, you're typically having a bad time, because you're not stopping at the end of the day.
Gotcha.
But that's what we got going on for the session, guys. I'm looking for some more potential trades. Oh, I also, if you want to call me Joey Ball Dropper, you can do that as well too, because I messed this one up here on Bitcoin as I entered, went to add right here, and I took it all out, and I'm like, oh, I can't chase it anymore. So yeah, that was a little bit of a mistake, but go Ethereum, go baby. Let's see what else we got cooking up.
All right, guys, we're involved here in IXHL, so I got stopped out of, as I mentioned, SOWG. That one's looks like it's gonna lose $1, but IXHL is on the warpath to the high side. It's taken out all my exits so far. Let's go ahead and layer orders. Let me see the sharage situation so we don't take out too much too quickly. Let's go ahead and wait at the $0.50, and I'm also gonna post at every 2-penny increment. Let's see if we can get boom, blow through that $0.50. This feels like a flat top break waiting to happen. Much like this one here on IPA, also taking out my orders to the high side. Don't have as many shares though. Full disclosure on IPA, but I will post at 28. So what I mean by flat top break, guys, is when we keep getting into that same area, that same price level, and you always are met with selling and it rejects that area only to make a drop back down. What's key in that case is to look, the drop back down, is it higher than the previous drop back down area? So we call those areas troughs, or like, drops in the price action. So here's what I see: area trough, and another area trough, all the while maintaining that same stubborn price level of $1.49, $1.50 to the high side. So you have higher lows, but not necessarily higher highs. It's that same flat top. So that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing a lot of chop and churn, a penny or two away from that $1.50. Right now we're chopping and churning at $1.48. What do we got on? A $1.41. And I still have an order to dip trade. We'll see if that one ends up triggering. So IXHL up 46%, looking real good over here. Arthur, ATHR. I'm just going to call this Arthur. This is a bit more spready. We got 12 pennies, 10 pennies now currently on the spread. It's at a nice area right now. This $9 area, there's a triple area of support. You got VWAP, the 10 EMA, and the whole dollar level all pointing to a support area. Alas, it's already breached it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take small share size, and I'm going to give this to below 880s. All right, I want to give this one a try. All right, so we're going to give this one the old community called shy, and we're going to wait at 875 for out there, and we're going to give it some room. So where do we get it? We got in Joey at 13s. Oh, I don't even want to be in 13s. I'm not going to lie to you. My mom gets upset when I say that, because she's born on the 13th. Ooh, she takes it with great offense, Joseph. Yeah, like everything revolves around her. Kind of like Ram Ram. You know what I mean? Like, so what? I gotta take shots at you, girl. You're sitting here in front of me. You're in my way, right? You're in my line of sight. I gotta take shots at Ram Ram. No, we're playing, of course, Ram Ram the OG. You know what?
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know what I need? You see, you got the He-Man, the power thing.
Yeah, Joey. Sorry, I gotta interrupt. No. Sorry,
go ahead.
Boom! Oh my goodness! Go IXHL go! I can't even say the ticker, bro. This thing is on the warpath right now, guys. Look at this breakout right now, Joey. We are doing it freaking live on IXHL. Let's not take out too much too quickly. We want to leave a piece for the dream. Big breakout, Joseph. Can you guess which ticker? IXHL.
IXHL.
Hey, sorry to interrupt you, my man.
No, it's all right. It's irrelevant anyways. We'll just continuously move forward because I have to talk with production about that one. But either way, either way is fine. That's the one.
What happened?
That's the scene from Superbad. It's like when Seth is like, yeah, either way is fine. Yeah. I need that one so I can hit it. So it's either I win the trade or I lose it. Either way is fine. Right? So that's right. Shout out to all my Superbad fans out there. But yeah, guys, I'm super big cooling right now because Ether. I was looking at this. This is what happens when you just don't take trades when you're supposed to, and especially when it's like, Joe, you're swinging. Why aren't you intraday trading this thing? It's like, yeah, well, I don't know, man. Sometimes I gotta think to myself, like, self, why do you do things like that? Stealing that one from Katina, man. But anyways, yeah. So Ethereum just on the warpath right now, as Sharif said earlier. And then also Bitcoin as well too. We fumbled that bag, so that's okay. So we'll keep an eye on this. Any form of a pullback, we'll look for the continuation of the trend. What are you laughing at?
Idiots in the chat. Go ahead.
What did they say?
Yeah, don't worry about it. Go ahead.
Either way is fine. All right. So there it is, guys. ETHA. It's only put in a couple red. Okay, actually, now I'll eat that word quick. But since we've breached the volume weighted average price and some of these key pre-market highs, we have one red candle, right? So this thing's absolutely buzzing right now. We'll pull up on the daily to see what we got cooking. And I was just adding into this strength right here. So I think if we have the ability to breach this is going to be our next target around 31. So we'll keep an eye out on that one. Zach Buller, thank you. Thoughts on for the $2 super chat? Excuse me, thoughts on BMNR? Yeah, let's take a look at that.
Oh, baby.
Would you look at that there? BM.
That's down your alley because they've been
Bitcoin.
Adding ETH like crazy.
Yeah. This is my guy Tom Lee, isn't it? Yeah. I think it is. So yeah, fact check me, Chad. Is this Tom Lee's thing that he's got going on with Bitmine? So 4250, it's looking really good. I mean, Bitcoin's moving higher, Ethereum's moving higher. Some really good stuff right there, Sharif.
All right, guys. We're doing it live again on ATHR. So we did it on IXHL. Now we're doing it on ATHR in at that predictable area. I told you there was a triple overlap of volume weighted average price, 10 EMA and whole $9 level. So we punched in. I got 13, sadly. Obviously, I don't want 13s, but I was able to scalp up to 45. My next level that I'm looking to take profits at 69. We all know. All right, so we're doing it live there. We're also doing it live on IPA. This is not a banger or anything on IPA, but it's a stair step up. IPA, a lot slower of a mover than some of its counterparts here with a 228 high. In fact, I am actually waiting at 228 on IPA, and then I'm going to wait at 229 as well. So let's see if IPA can weasel its way up. 68's dangerous. I will never do that. I shouldn't say never, but I would prefer not to wait at 68, as you probably already know. All right, so with respect to ATHR, since we only have one out left here, I've moved my stop down to the breach of 910. So I put my out at 909, so now the algos know where I'm sitting, and they're going to stop me out now. That's kind of conceited and delusional. So we'll see if we can get that 969 print. If this can take out $10 as well, because it had a lot of trouble with $10. And by take out $10, I mean decisively close above that $10 area, not a wick or two above it. In fact, it's already been above $10 with a 10.15 high. So I'm cognizant of the fact that there is a seller of note at $10, keeping Arthur, ATHR, below that level. So that's what I'm keeping my eye on now. We got 3 trades on. They're doing okay. I just went the beak here in the mid-50s as well on IXHL, just to de-risk. We still have shares on this one, but I'd like to print 66s, and then you know where we're going to sit there after that. So we'll go ahead and post there and see what comes of that, Joey. I've got other ones as well. I want to mention that I'm keeping my eye on Faraday futures. It just also pulled into the volume weighted average price. It's found support there multiple times today. It's not exactly exploding to the high side, but it's found once, twice. he is the one thrice, 4, 5 times, and now this is the 6th. We are losing it, though, it looks like on Faraday right now, unless we get a bid real quick at the volume-weighted average price. Be on the lookout for that. There's open door. This one's been running like crazy as of late. Couple of red days lately, though. This is a Wall Street Bets name. It's caught the attention of Wall Street, though. They're talking about it on CNBC, and people have been getting blown out on this one to the short side, as well as KSS. Even Jim Cramer taking to Twitter this morning, or X, saying KSS is back, cover your shorts. He knows what happened in 21. He's not going to make that mistake again. So we'll see what we get today, Joey, but involved in a couple of names right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you hit your thing for me there?
Which one? Absolutely. You don't have to ask me.
It's pretty. It's so pretty.
It's pretty. It's so pretty. Yeah, that's Ethereum right there, guys. It's pretty, man. Some nice stuff. But this is a big-time volume spike right here, so I'm curious if this is going to be stopping. What happened?
Look at that name.
Sharif's hairy knuckle? Are they?
Are they, though?
They're not that hairy.
Are they, though?
I mean, you got a little hair right there.
Yeah, I'm a human.
Yeah.
I'm a male. I have testosterone.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Like, what's happening?
Mine aren't that hairy, but that's all right.
Remember, my knuckles hairy? You know what they say about guys.
I never heard that one there, but
I've never heard it either. I just made it up now.
All right, hey yo, huh? Get that Soldier Boy one, huh? Anyways, guys, Ethereum looking pretty good, but starting to kind of cool off. Now, this is a big-time volume spike right there to see what we got going on. I'm not even going to look at the chat right now because I want to hyper-focus on maybe getting involved in a pullback here on Bitcoin that we're experiencing. So any form of turning around, I'm going to look to get involved into it once again, and I won't try to Joey Paperhands, Devin Haney, that one there. So we'll see what we got going on. Patience is the name of the game. The thing is, though, on Tesla, it's like you gotta. So why was I taking this short? Well, this inverted hammer right above the volume weighted average price, we play at the break and then we add. But this pullback right here is what really stopped me out. But you have to get involved once again. And I know I say this all the time, but it's just like seriously, just take it and don't be a little. And don't do that. I'll never do that. Yeah, I'll never do that again. I promise. But But yeah. So that's what we got going on. Netflix, same thing here, but it's a little bit too expensive for me here. You can see that we have an inverted hammer, and Shreve's like, hey, Joe, look at the daily on this. And I'm like, wow, this is insane, right? Considering the move that it's been on since the April lows. But that's a big-time pullback that we're experiencing, 12%. So I'm thinking that eventually Microsoft is going to do something along those lines as well, but this trend is holding up really steady. We went over this in the chat, and a lot of people and all the veterans, all the savvy vets in the chat were also like, yeah, Joe, I don't think that's sustainable. So watch out for this to snap to the downside, because I would suspect that you might see some price actions similar to what Netflix is.
Like that headline, support levels, Joey, is important as we know, but so is supporting that show. Hit the like button, smash that like button, please. Here, I'll tell you myself.
The market moves like the waves, always rolling. So stay in the game. Like, subscribe, and let's go.
Change the stash.
What's Lou Ferrigno? That was the old Hulk, right?
Yeah.
Kind of looked like him a little bit.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate that, my guy.
Because I remember he did an appearance on the show King of Queens. Remember that show? King of Queens, yeah.
He's isn't he Arnold's buddy? Aren't they buddies?
Probably just crushing ways.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like they're same generation.
Yeah, but yeah, guys, Bitcoin's starting to slowly cool off again, and just more about precision. So you'll see me in less trades, but more precise and looking for somewhat of a bigger move, and you add a little bit more size as well too. But yeah, I'm just sitting on the hands right now, waiting for that precise opportunity.
Well said, Joey. People are saying Megal is moving. It's a former convict, been locked up before. Let's have a look at MEGL quickly here. I don't have it on the side chart, so we're loading it up on this bad boy. What's the volume, though, on Megal? 215,000 shares we've traded on the day. That's super light. The volume was already there. Not the volume, but the price action, excuse me, really got going at 9:30, but the volume just picked up. But we're super light. This 5-minute candle has about 100,000 shares. So look, it's not bad. I'm not saying no to it, but I'm certainly keeping my eye on it. But it's definitely a little light on volume right now. If it starts getting more market participation, we'll certainly be involved in it. I'll leave it up on the top screen over here. Now, IPA, it's coming back into that 10 EMA. Oh, do I add here? I've got my add at 16s, but that was where the previous area of the 10 EMA was, so that don't think that's valid anymore. 216, let's go ahead and cancel that. So now do I add here? That's kind of the question of asking myself. I don't know, man. We're still putting higher highs and higher lows. I'm gonna add. And then if we lose 20, I can give it to like 17s or 18s. If we lose it decisively, I'll get out. So I still have the same price by getting in here because I got in initially at 22 anyway. So yeah, that's fine. Let's go ahead and post at some of these levels, and if we get it, we get it. And then if we don't, we don't. I'll stop out below 17, so let's go ahead and throw that in there right now, Joey. What do we got in terms of share size? There we go. So we're good to go there. And come what may. Yeah. All right, let's go back quickly here to IXHL. It's still above the $0.50. It's also pulled in to that previous area of resistance. Remember we talked about the flat top breakout on IXHL? I kept telling you area high with higher lows. And it did. It manifested. It went all the way to 63s. The best print we have is 62s, but it's coming back down into that breakout area. That breakout area is just a couple of pennies below the $0.50. So do we add here? Do we have more juice? Well, if you're looking at where the moving averages are and where some of these other indicators are, yeah, it does look like quite good here. So in fact, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add into this position. I'm not going to add a lot, but I want to get into the habit of adding where it's warranted. to add. So there we go. We'll add into that. Anything below 45s, I'm out. Simple as that. So we'll go ahead and wait down here for the out on IXHL, and we'll post. Where are we long now? So where we get in? We got 52s there, so let's go ahead and post. Let's post at some of these levels, see if we can wet the beak super quick, if we get a nice little spike up. But it's this one now. ATHR, Arthur, displeasing me. It's slowed down in terms of volume. The volume profile on this one is declining down and to the right, and it's straddling VWAP. I'm a few pennies in the money. I'm stopping out here. I'll take the profits and run. This has got how many candles lower high? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the 8th of a lower high. If it wants to set up, it can set up. Otherwise, I'm not gonna dance with this one, with the lower highs. All right, we're back to IXHL. Just got a print to the high side after the ad. Going unfilled though at 56 is there's a seller of note here at 55. So let's see if we can get another beak wetter a little bit higher there. Good. Here's 56. Boom, Joey, boom. All right, we just took everything out there on the ad. Very happy with the ad into that one. Let's go ahead now, post a little bit higher. We're gonna wait at 59s, and then we're gonna wait at 61s. So IXHL looking real good. Let's see if we can get some more juice to the high side.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. So, sorry.
What is that?
Yeah, that's nano-nuclear right there, Sharif. Someone pointed that one out. So, NNE boys. Oh, I just seen it. I missed your name. Old Dog 67. Yeah, really great call out. I had to take a look at that one. But yeah, nano-nuclear going on a big time move and starting to squeeze. So that's looking really, really good. Do you want to chase it up here? Absolutely not, in my opinion. Can it continue to go? Maybe, possibly. Look at the volume really starting to kick in, and that's most definitely going to give us more confidence within that trade. Keeping an eye on that volume by time profile. So really good call out there by Old Dog 67. Shout out to you. I'm curious to what year you were born on that one there. 67, it sounds like, but good year, good year. 67 Stingray, I think that's one of my favorite Tory Lanez songs there. So shout out to that album there. Yeah. But Bitcoin, Rivian Millionaire saying it's time to get involved. I think so. Let's wait for this pullback. If we can get this pre-market structure to hold, then I think that's going to be a good time to get involved. And we see any form of price action starting to turn around. So there it is right there, 67.51. So a couple more pennies on that. Ethereum still holding up pretty strong. So we, excuse me, we really, really like that one. We'll keep an eye on that to look to build. And I told you guys I'm looking to add another couple hundred shares, maybe 200-300. We'll see what's going on and what's crack-a-lacking with that. But yeah, geez, I'm really starting to show my age sometimes with some of the things I say, Sharif. It's crazy, man.
You're crazy.
Yeah,
you are crazy, bro. This guy's, what is he talking about,
on, man.
What are you talking about,
anyways,
bro?
It's all good, man.
I don't even know, bro. That makes me feel so bad about myself right now.
Honestly, if I see you on the street, I'd be like, that guy's like 34.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Some guys came up with.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll save this part of the conversation for later, but with respect to the other part I want to talk about right now. So a couple of guys come up to me at the gym. They're like, oh, how long you been working out, this, that, and that. My go-to response always is, how old do you think I am? I think that tips my hand in one direction because they all guess 40.
Oh,
so I'm not tooting my own horn over here, right? Yeah, I know. I'm just saying that's what they've been saying.
Beautiful stuff. But yeah, nano-nuclear looking really, really good there. Tesla starting to hold up a possible double bottom here. You can see this. Let's zoom in and see what we got cooking up over here. So 301 holding up pretty good. Let's take a look at the options chain real quick to see if there's anything of open interest at that specific level. Options trade, and then we're gonna pull up TSLA just in case anybody. Hey, let me know if you guys are in California and you've gone to Elon's burger joint. Let me know how it is. How's that electric sauce and everything along those lines? I'm curious. Might have to take a little drive down there to hit that restaurant. That's very interesting. But on this week's expiration cycle put side, 34,000 at 300. There it is, guys. Potential put wall. Look for a potential bounce there. And if it breaks and heads lower, be aware there. That's for sure. There it is. That's why we look at the options chain. 34,000 at that 300 strike price. And there was a super chat this morning about the CBOE and the OCC. Yeah, so essentially what they're going to do is they're just going to try to make sure that the open interest update is in sync with the open, all right? So sometimes it's a little bit laggard. We know that volume resets every day, but open interest will stay throughout the lifespan of the contract, either decrease, increase, but it doesn't reset every morning. But one thing that they're looking to do is just make sure that as soon as the open it comes, it's automatically updated. So that's a really big positive look there for the options market.
All right, guys, got a quick couple of ads over, sorry, not ads, scalps over here on the move up here for IPA after the ad. So we added back at 22, took out 23s and 24s and 25s. Now waiting at 26. I don't think I have anything posted at 27, so I will wait there, Joey. So I'm going to keep my eye out on this one here on IPA. Did you want to cover something?
Yeah, IonQ. Yeah. Okay, so this is
no way.
Yeah, man, I know. No way is right. You can't be in everything. That's what sometimes it sucks to suck. And I mean, for me, I took some MU. And I literally was trying to swing some MU, got stopped out the next day for like a $400 loss. So I'm like, it is what it is. But there it is, a nice flat top right here on IonQ, and it's really starting to move. I want to take a look at QBTS because D-Wave is another name. So there it is. It's now breached this resistance level, put in a new almost, is this all-time high? Not quite yet maybe, or is it? 13 it's looking like there, Sharif. Yes, what am I looking at here though?
I don't know.
No, okay, yeah, so we're way past that. Anyways, we're in 20s. So yeah, there it is. You get this break, and then now you're holding it. You get the retest of that level, and now you're starting to climb higher. But this hammer candle right here, this is a big time missed opportunity on my behalf. So yeah, I got to get more thorough on some of this stuff here. It's so hard to just monitor multiple trades like Google. We didn't take any more shares on this, even though I am swinging at the break. But this is essentially the same thesis on what I'm trying to establish on Google. So you see the 181 break here on Google. You can now climb up to 197 roughly. But then now here on QBTS, I'm looking at the same thing, right? So you have the previous high, you break through that flat top, and then now you're just holding above those levels. So I think that's going to be a good swing opportunity for QBTS, Sharif.
All right, guys, we're doing it live here on IPA. We just took out everything except one print after the ad. I'm happy with how this one has been trading. And I say that because it's respecting moving averages. Obviously, it pleases me. It doesn't really mean that the stock is trading correctly. The stock trades correctly by doing whatever it wants to do. I'm just saying, off the levels that I perceive it to be, should be finding support, it is. And here's kind of what I'm seeing on my side chart, so you can kind of follow along with my nonsense over here. IPA just has been awfully respectful. You can see of that green line there. That green line is the 10 exponential moving average. Always on my charts can be the 5-minute chart. And you've had no closing prints below that 10 EMA. That doesn't mean it won't come. It will come. It's just about being ready for it and trying to ride the trend while it's intact. So we're at the high of the day right now, $2.28. It's exactly where I went the beak last. I'm waiting at 29s. I still have more outs. It's tightened up the spread. The spread was wide as 3 and 4 pennies. It's now at 1 penny. There's 29s now on the ask. It's not printing me. It's got a cross as we get into a new high day. It's $2.29 on IPA. Good look on this one. Keep your eye out on it. I haven't done any farther out TA to kind of see where to expect resistance, at least maybe on the daily, the 4-hour. I'll do that in a minute. I'm not really in a rush to do that at the moment. So I'll keep my eye here on IPA as well as IXHL. By the way, on IXHL, we don't have much left, and I've moved up my stop to $1.45, so we will risk a few pennies here. I don't want to take it out too quickly. It's at the 10 EMA. It's at the 50 penny level. It's also at the previous area of technical resistance. I'm talking about that $1.48 area where it found many rejections, at least on the way to the high of the day of $1.57. So I don't want to take it out prematurely. If it hasn't given up the level, it hasn't given up the level. So I'm keeping my eye on that. But look at IPA go into the high of the day again, Joseph. It takes out all my orders. We're long right now. Oh no.
Oh, what happened?
We exhausted the shares.
Oh no.
No. Okay, so that's an oversight by me. But anyway, we take the print there into 30. So IPA, good look. I'm going to be adding on this one if it allows me to. In fact, I should be adding. No, I don't have to be adding here. But not a bad look. Look, I'll add at the $0.25 if it pulls back in. I'll sit at the $0.25 with a resting order to see if we can weasel in some more. All right, a couple of super chats here. Shout out to Eric Juarez, $1.99. Thank you very much, my friend. Thoughts on Hood under 100? That is more along the lines of your boy Joey Options. Joey, you want to look at Hood?
What do I think about Hood? Yeah, I mean,
under a hundo.
Yeah. But that's the thing here, right, guys? We got to start thinking. Like, as much fun and games as this move that Hood has been on as of late, let's zoom out, go to the daily. Look at this signal. I talked about this the other day, right? So there it is. You get to that high of 112. That's just complete exhaustion. So just keep that in mind, right? The volume supporting it as well, too. That's a little bit of a stopping volume print right there. And then that indecision right at those extreme highs. There's some amazing trades to be based off of this stuff. Okay. Right, guys? So just thoughts of it under 100? Sure, by all means. But I think we're going to continue to rock and roll in this name eventually. I don't know how deep this pullback's going to be. If we want to look at it from 113 where we're currently sitting at, what is that, approximately a 12-13% PV right there. So, I mean, yeah, what are you trying to do about it? Like, what do you mean, what are my thoughts? Like, what is your game plan? And we can establish something on there. Do I like Hood under 100? Sure, slowly start to allocate some shares. If you're looking to put 10K into it or whatever, start off with 2,500 or 1,500. Put 15%, sells a little bit more into the 90s, but grab another 20, 15%. And that's exactly what you want to do. And that's how I go about my swing trading as well, too. I say, okay, say I'm looking to risk $1,000 on this trade, $500, whatever it may be. Slowly start grabbing things. It's what I did with Ethereum, right? It's like, okay, start with the 100, grab 50 here, grab 50 there, and then when it really starts to work out, I'm gonna go boom, 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 grab another 100, grab another 50 or whatever it may be. So that's what we got going on. Hood should be delisted for those nasty spreads. I don't think is the spread that nasty on Robinhood? Let's take a look. I'm in some Bitcoin here. I'm gonna add a little bit more because I started pretty small, and I think we have the opportunity to hold the volume weighted average price and then maybe continue this trade. But let's get involved in some Hood and see what this spread is looking like. What do you mean? It's like 2 cents. It's not that nasty.
Do they delist companies for having wide spreads? Wasn't under the impression they did.
I didn't know. But I think he's just saying delist
just joking?
it. Yeah. I think
fair.
he's being sarcastic. I don't know. Why would you want to delist this thing, man? It's been on an absolute monster. Like, look at this run from the April lows. It's over 260% from the trough to the peak there, 282 to be exact. So a really good look. Bitcoin's starting to come back in a little bit here on me. I'm going to put some more shares in, Tree.
All right, Joseph. I added to IXHL. Okay, so this one's holding the 10, so I did add again, but almost at the same price. So we have the same price, but I did add some shares there. I'm looking for another move up. It's been really respecting the 10 EMA, respecting the $0.50, and putting in higher lows as well as higher highs. But there is a seller here and has been a seller at 54s or 55s that we can't seem to shake, at least not with the current volume that's coming in right now. I've moved up my stop to account for the new shares that I added. I'm looking for this to hold trend. Otherwise, I'm out. Simple as that. I'm riding the trend off the 10 EMA, and if it's going to find selling, aggressive selling, I'm gone. Okay. Now I put in a dip trade here on my friend IPA at the $0.25. It didn't give it to me though. It made it still got a higher high in the current 5-minute candle. The current 5-minute candle has a low of 28s, and currently we're showing 30s. I'm waiting at 25, so it's 25 is a little bit ahead of the 10 EMA right now. So I'm unsure whether I should be adding at this level here on IPA. It's not exactly a rocket ship to the high side. So this one's one of those ones that's stair-stepping up. So I think I'm going to insist that I get it off technical area support. And for me, that's going to be the 10 EMA that it's been respecting basically all morning. So I won't punch into IPA here. I'll continue to wait. What's going on over there, bro?
I just put on a lot of shares here by accident.
Do you want to take it off?
No. We'll see if it works, man.
Okay.
I just put literally triple the amount that I wanted to, so we'll see.
Let me cover a super.
Yeah, go ahead.
Vaughn Clark, thank you, Vaughn Clark, very much, my man, for the $5 super chat. APLD, let's go. All right, my man, let's have a look at APLD. Applied Digital. All right, how are we doing here? Let's start with the daily just so we can kind of figure out where we're at. Don't embarrass me. There we go. So we were in a range, $4 essentially, or sorry, not 4, 3 to the low side. Most of the time we reject off 10, 11. We have been above it lately, certainly above it right now. So a couple of down days, but look at these bottoming tail candles from yesterday and Monday, and today's a green day. It kind of feels like we're putting in higher lows, ready for a curl up here. Now let's look at the intraday chart. Nice looker. Okay, so you got support at the 10 EMA, and you've had that support since you broke out from this range at 10:30. According to some people, that's when the dumb money starts and the smart money comes in. I don't happen to be one of those people, but above that range we go, above 11.05, and now we got a high day of 11.32. Support at the 10 EMA on the 5 has been pretty much a given, again, since that 10:30 break of the range. I would be basing my trade either on the 10 EMA, VWAP, or the top end of this range. I'd say 11 to 11.05, I'd be a buyer on APLD, but not much range, to be quite honest with you guys, with basically a 1080 low, which was a quick wick. Really, it's more like 1090. That's been the low, and 1137 to the high side. So not exactly big range on APLD, but up nonetheless. Joey.
Yeah, Gucci 2 times, man. All right, yeah, so let's see what we got going on. You can see that we added into this one here. Yeah, I don't awfully do this one 2 times. Say it 2 times. So there it is. If it snaps VWAP, I have to get out of this just because I made a big time mistake right here. So yeah, added too many shares, and it looks like it's going to. You can see the weakness in the tape as well too. So yeah, sucks to suck sometimes. But that's all right. We'll figure something else out. Maybe this market is going to turn around, and the shorts are really going to start to come into play. And there it is. Momentarily, I'm going to get stopped out unless we get some VWAP defenders. So yeah.
Look what your boy Josh Brown just posted. That's not me making it up.
No
He
way.
literally posted that, and then look what he posted after that.
Yeah, that's
all right.
crazy.
So for everybody who was coming at me today in the chat for showing my appreciation to Sydney Sweeney, this is what your boy JB, Josh Brown, just posted from Ritholtz Wealth Management. And then when you scroll, yes, of course, it is a chart of AXP, American Eagle Outfit. Is it AXP or American Eagle Outfitters? So yes, they have a headline today. They are teaming up with Sydney Sweeney, I guess, to do modeling or advertising or whatever they're going to do there. So shout out to JB. He's got the right idea. All right, guys, I'm real close to here to canceling my or flattening out my trade on whatchamacallit, IXHL. It feels like it's going to lose a $0.50. There it is. It dips back down into the 20. If it loses 145, I'm out. So if it finds support here, fantastic. I won't be adding. But if it loses 145, I'm out. We're still going to be really positive on this one, but I don't want to give up too much. I've seen support at the 20 before. There's a double bottom at 10.55 and 11 that found support at the 20. Do we find support over here at the 20? Let's see. Yeah, well, we're at the 20 right now. Let's give this one the old college try. So I'm gonna pack my patience here, Joey. Yep. We got 51s on now. Let's see if this one loses a bit. It does feel like it will lose the bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
all right. Yeah. So there it is, guys. IonQ just going in beast mode, up about 2.5% there on the session, and still continuing to grind higher. So there it is. IonQ. You want to find some signs of strength? There it is, IonQ. All right. So we might be in. I don't want to speak too soon, but if we get this hammer print closed like that and we hold this low, then I think we might be able to get somewhat of a rebound here. It sucks that it kind of went on this move earlier and then it really literally just gave back the majority of it. So yeah, we'll be patient. But again, if it holds under the volume weighted average price, we got to do what we got to do, and that's just get out of the trade there. So that one's not working out as planned necessarily. The bulk of my position is right here, but let's go. You can see the strength right there in the tape. Speaking of that, let's kind of get our quote highlights up for any form of imbalance. Some strength there. We got to go a little bit more size because that's too polluted. We'll go 4,000, and then you can see a little bit more clearly of what's going on. So a ladder on both sides, which is fair enough, but the tape, we need this to come in our favor as well, too. This can be misleading. That's where you get your iceberg orders, etc., but this will never lie to you. So always keep an eye out on the tape because those are real-time transactions, and this you can get some spoofing going on here. You can't spoof the tape. So, yeah, that's what we got cooking up. Ethereum holding up the volume weighted average price relatively well. And the thing is, though, notice how Ethereum's volume weighted average price is tracing the price action a lot tighter than what we are experiencing here in IBIT. So what, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes of selling right now, and the VWAP did not kind of follow it on the way up there. So keep an eye out on that. We're looking for that defense. What's QBTS up to? Heading towards those highs, so that's not looking too bad. The quantum space relatively hot. That's something that we would like to see. Google has rejected VWAP, really, really weak opening drive. And if you were watching this name after the bell last night, we pop all the way up to 195.62. And just before I'm heading to the gym, I see this, and I'm like, do I add more to this position? And then we did not, but eventually it breaks that 5-minute high, and then you get that nice slow grind higher, and then now it's kind of respecting and holding these levels too. So that's something positive. We're essentially right at where we closed yesterday. So yeah, take that for a positive, no question.
All right, guys, let's see what IXHL does here. It's trying to pop back up through the $0.5. There's a seller of note at 49s right now. Bottoming tail candle into the 20, but we still have a lower high. Got a couple of prints on this one, but that seller at 49, super stubborn, adding to their position as the time elapses here. So it's not like we're taking off size on the level 2. Feels like we're adding to it. So I've accounted for this. We still have lower highs. So even though I saw support initially at the 20, this is what I'm talking about here. This was a 20 EMA on the 5. We're not getting it right away over here. Okay, so we just got the print at 49s. Let's see if we can get the print at 50s. We took out some shareage there, but look at that shareage come back in on ARB and ARCX again. Big shares. Oh, look at BAT and BATZ. So now we have about 1,000 lots just that came in moments ago that were not there. That's in addition to what we're probably not seeing behind the scenes there at the as an iceberg order. So I'll keep my eye out on that. Oh, I just missed my entry into IPA. This is no longer valid. So 26. I'm going to go ahead and wait a little bit higher here on IPA. Let's go ahead and wait at 28.
Oh, wow.
See if
so
we can get
one
that.
second,
Go ahead,
Treat,
Joey.
there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Neil, for pointing this one out there, brother. AMD breakout. Nicely. He punches through that previous high of the day. You get that hold of that specific level. Now you're trading right back to 163.25 there. So really good call out there by Neil. And you can see breaking through that pivot. That is massive. How far are we off of those all-time highs? Bang, 27%. So possibly still a discount there. But also, never mind AMD. We got Bitcoin. Yeah, that's working out really nice for us there. Held VWAP to a T, and that's exactly what we want to see. Going for the previous high test or a new failed low, so a failed high, which would put us at a lower high. But exactly what picture perfect, volume increasing, VWAP hold. Let's see if this grind can be continued because yeah, we were up nicely on that one, a couple cents for the amount of shares that we took. So yeah, really good look there, Shree.
Grinding. All right, I'm still watching here IXHL. A couple of more prints there into 49, but that 50 print still goes unprinted, and we've added size now to the offer here on ARB and ARCX, almost 400 lots now as opposed to 500. Sadly, though, went unprinted as a result of the spread here on IPA. It did cross into 27s on my dip trade attempt. I tried to get 28s there. It did go into 27s, but the spread did not allow it. So yeah, we don't get printed. Now here we go. So IXHL coming back down into my entry into 46s. I need to be careful here. So prior bar low is 44, so that's where we're out. Loses 44, that's another low, and that's where I'll flatten out. I'll just use my flatten key. So I'll be looking for 44s on this side of the equation, not this one. So it looks like we will get it. We've got 44s on the bid. Do we get it on the ask now? So I'm packing my patience over here. Let's see if we don't have to risk that much, right? We'll risk 2 pennies on the remaining amount. But yeah, IXHL, it is losing the bid. The volume weighted average price is still at $1.40, which is why I still have my dip trade at VWAP. But I won't dip trade I won't DCA into an oblivion. I'll stop out, and then if it's warranted, I'll get back in at that level. So for now, there is buying here at 45s, but it feels like it will lose that bid as the selling comes in fast and furious right now on IXHL to the downside. Doesn't seem like it's able to catch a bid here. So we'll pack my patience and keep my eye on that, Joey. Who's talking to you?
Fabian.
Oh, that's why I was like, what's he listening to over there?
All right, guys, let's take a look at what we got going on. So maybe I got to refresh this one here. We're going to refresh it. What do we got going on for today? All right, guys, make sure you get those votes in. $, and then what you want to see. So I'm going to go.
Oh.
I did it. All right, I did it. ETHA, guys. Vote ETHA with me.
Eh?
Put it up there. Let's see if we can get ETHA on the leaderboard. That would be fantastic. Only 49 subs on Tesla. But ETHA, thank you, Neil. What a guy there. Team player. Let's see if we can get that to pop up on here. Fabian, do we have ETHA? We like this one. Continuing to climb. Rigetti. No, I said ETHA. We want to see that up on the leaderboard. We'll get those votes in. I don't see it just yet, but a good look here, and we'll continue to monitor what we got.
People are saying Hulk Hogan died, man.
No.
Yeah. Give me a second here. I have to confirm this.
No.
If this is BS or not.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying it. RIP Hogan.
Hulk. No way, bro.
Yeah, man.
Hold on. Huh? Yeah, he died. The Sun reported. Here it is. Wrestling legend Hulk Hogan dead at 71 after suffering cardiac arrest at Florida home. That's really sad.
Oh, no.
It's very bad there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he was in good shape, man.
He was in good shape, but yeah, I mean.
That breaks my heart, man. That's kind of sad there. So, yeah, thank you for pointing that out, chat there. Obviously, you know.
Yeah, Aussie. What was it? Aussie yesterday.
Yeah, Tuesday.
Tuesday, and then the.
I didn't know too much
today.
about Aussie though, being honest with you, but that's really sad about.
Yeah, it is. A couple of my friends are really big wrestling fans and stuff like that, so they're going to be chiming in on the group chat about that one. But
it sucks, man.
you know what, guys? I'm going to do this. All right, check this out. Oh, sorry. Everybody do this. Boom. That's really $sign Hulk. Shout out Hulk Hogan there. So we'll just do that. Trader TV Live paying his due diligence to Hulk Hogan there. Yeah, sad stuff, man.
Yeah,
sad
man.
Stuff. Were you a big Hogan fan?
Yeah, I was. I remember WrestleMania 6 was in Toronto.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that was him versus Ultimate Warrior. It was called the Ultimate Challenge. And that was like, I can't tell you how many times I rented that on VHS and watched that back over and over. Yeah, I couldn't go. It was ridiculously expensive at the time, right? Oh, man, that's...
What's going on with the thing here? We're getting too many $sign Hulks.
We're going to get Hulk. We're going to have to talk about Hulk Hogan on the rundown, guy. It's not going to glitch. Guys, throw it in. Yeah, whatever it is.
I know. $sign Hulk, man. Wow, yeah.
Sucks,
shout out to the love, man. Maybe...
listen to Stallone talk about his years of body abuse, and the time has come to pay the check, says Mark Susi. Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to take any happiness in that. I don't think that's the time or place to be like, look, you deserved it. You know. Nah, man.
Very few deserve it. Obviously, if you've done some very, very bad things, but I don't think the Hulkster was.
He's talking about steroids.
Yeah,
I'm assuming.
Right?
Yeah,
obviously, but I mean, 71 though is not horrible. Still pretty young, but 71.
And to be honest with you, like remember. Think about a lot of the wrestling guys from the 70s and 80s. I mean, a lot of them aren't around because, well, they weren't living the healthiest lifestyle. The guys now, it's a lot different. Everybody's got a nutritionist. Everybody's on the up and up with the training. But those guys were just like lifting heavy and, doing
a lot of
partying,
a lot of gear.
And partying like crazy, drinking, drugs.
I mean, he lived a good life, right? So
he did.
Yeah, cardiac arrest.
Oh, I got it, Mark. You were talking about Stallone talking about himself. Misunderstood you. Thank you for clarifying that.
There you go. All right, yeah. So that's what we got going on, man. Rest in peace, Mr. Hogan himself. The Hulkster. Bitcoin slightly working out for us. So yeah, shout out to them, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out. Okay. So we're still involved in this trade, guys. It still hasn't broken through for whatever reason. I've given it the stop there. The stop's in place. If it doesn't bounce up off here, then we'll just be out. I'll still be positive on it though on IXHL because we're going to keep a tight stop with this one. Now I've got into IPA. Finally, we've got a dip trade into the 10 EMA. If it loses the 10 EMA though, it'll be the first time on the day it loses the 10 EMA. So then I'll just get out. So we're going to risk very little over here. Here we go. It already feels like it might be dropping. So let's go into the and throw in a stop here on IPA, and we'll go just like that. Perfect. So our stop is in place. Let's see what this one wants to do. It's already dropping here. So it is losing the 10 EMA. It does feel like IPA. So now the small cap gappers are now starting to pull back. So now I need to be alive to that because this was my problem yesterday where I kept trying to insist that they were going to bounce off that level only for them not to bounce off. So I'm not going to do what I did yesterday. I promise you that. If this one ends up breaking, we'll get stopped out. But IXHL, about to get stopped out here, Joey. I'm going to keep my eye on this one. Shout out to Big Spile.
Yeah, shout out Big Spile. Thank you for that $5 super chat. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you did there, Kyle. But yeah, shout out to Mr. Hogan. Yeah, we don't want to. You know what, guys? The thing is, you got to understand in a lot of cultures. I know with some cultures you have, I believe it's like a period of mourning. But on my side, we like to celebrate the life that the individuals lived, all right? Just think about all the good times that they had. He lived a fantastic life, fantastic career, helped rebirth essentially the WWE. Obviously, Vince McMahon knows that for sure, so he'll be probably giving him some big-time shout-outs as well. So, yeah, celebrate the life. life, don't mourn the death. And yeah, to each their own, obviously, but that's how we like to look at it in my neck of the woods. Just because it's like, all right, it's the cycle, right? It's unfortunate. So everybody here is going to go through the same path. They say there's only a couple certain things in this world, and that is death and taxes. So yeah,
both of them suck.
Yeah, but hey, man, hey.
Do you like either? I don't like either.
Listen,
and in Canada, we get plenty of one.
We get plenty of that. Hey, man, you don't like that free healthcare? Then come on, man. You don't have to pay that tax.
Oh, come on. Don't come at me with that free healthcare stuff, dog.
I'm extremely sarcastic on that one there. But no, don't worry. They just piss away our money here in Canada, essentially. So the amount
Joseph,
of tax,
I won't have you talking bad about the government, bro.
Okay, sorry, buddy.
They're excellent, well-managed. They work very, very hard.
Yeah.
Everything is on the up and up, and we have no business questioning where the money's being spent.
I heard they learned their practices from SVB and FTX.
Oh, here you go. Where is that SVB risk department hat that we had around here? So I want that back.
It then got transferred to the Canadian Parliament, and that's who we got running the show right now. But in all seriousness, guys, Bitcoin, let's see if we can break this level. You can see that we're struggling at the 70 level, more of a slow grind. So I'm going to be prepared to sit through a little bit more of a pullback. 67.90 is going to be my primary target. So let's see if we can get there and we get these aggressive moves on the bid.
Yes, it is, Brian. So. It is being laid on thick. Very. I'm not being serious. No, Look, I want to caveat what I just said there and basically say what I think about the current government in Canada. I'm talking about the federal government. I didn't vote for Mark Carney, but I think a hell of a lot of him. He's executed in a way that really took me by surprise. I think this guy was a chameleon. I think he absolutely ran, basically saying he was going to run under one platform, or people perceived he was going to run under one specific type of platform, and he is governing under a completely different one. All business, all the time, focused on the economy, focused on the Canadian build-out, and more pleased I could not be. So I just want to make that very clear. I'm not taking shots at the current government. In fact, I think he's doing quite well. Didn't vote for him, but think he's doing really quite well here.
That's good.
IXHL, Joey. So let's see if this one wants to catch a bid. Finally, defending a little bit over here at the, what's it called? The 20 exponential. Still unprinted, though, on the high side. We're in the money, though, so we didn't get stopped out, nor do we get our VWAP ad. But I'm cognizant of now using the 10 EMA on the 5 as resistance. So let's be on the lookout for that. But I also want to mention to you guys, Arthur looks like it's back in the good books over here to the tune of 50%, reclaiming the volume weighted average price. So it was a bit of a sell-off there. In fact, we had lower lows and lower highs from 10:45 all the way until 11:30. So 45 minutes of lower lows and lower highs. And now, oh, wow, we get a topping tail candle in the 950. I hope that didn't, what the hell? What kind of spread was that? What the helly? So that went from 950 all the way down to 920. Okay, I don't think I want any part of that smoke. That's prohibitively wide for a small cap gapper. I'll steer clear of that, but I'll keep my eye out on it unless maybe it settles down a little bit over there. NRGV says Urban Trader. Let's check out NRGV. I see this one, not bad one. Straddling VWAP, though, not really doing a whole hell of a lot. I'll keep my eye on it. Shout out to Leanna. I agree with you as well. I think Leanna and I guess, see eye to eye on Mr. Carney. Sharif, so you mean Carney proved you may have been a little biased rather than a chameleon? Just kidding. No, because he ran on a completely different platform than the one he's governing under right now. He didn't govern it. He didn't run in this fashion. Otherwise, I would have been, hey. No, I'm pleasantly surprised, Eduardo. So I'll just leave it at that. Jag, Carney is the best conservative prime minister conservatives could have asked for. Fiscally conservative is always good. That's the joke. That's the running gag, right? That, you know, I don't want to say he duped people to voting for him. He didn't dupe anybody. But he's running, he's not governing from the left. He's just not, okay? And that's my little two cents on that. Joseph, you got anything on your side?
Yeah. We took some off there, guys, on RBIT. 33% to be exact. So you can see that my average has now dropped down to where I have the bulk of the position. So FIFO, first in, first out on that one. This is my first one. I said, all right, you start there. and then we take a little bit more off, and then we thank God for that accidental ad. There was another opportunity right here that we need to take advantage of, but that's okay. We'll sit with the position that we got going on.
Okay.
And see if we can aim for that high of the day. I think this trade's working. We got to allow it to continue to do so. AMD is starting to put in some topping tail signals, so keep an eye out on that. We have that engulfing volume print right here, right? Big time move, and then now we might close as an inverted on AMD. Where's your risk profile? Slightly above that, and maybe you can take that move to the downside. So there it is. Go Rev, take that one out. Los Polios, possibly a good signal as well too, right there. So, but I'm already in some Bitcoin, so I don't want to get too gung-ho crazy. But I do like that trade, actually, to be honest with you. So maybe I might get involved in a little bit of size on that front. With that being said, yeah, I'm going to take a little bit. Why not, right? Because that's what you have to do. Traders got to trade.
Oh.
As my guy Katina Man likes to say, we'll go small size. Small. And if we get stopped out, what do we got to give this here, though? Only, okay, 70 cents. Why not, right? Okay, so yeah, we're short some AMD off of those signals. Let's see if this market wants to slowly curl around. Bitcoin's starting to pull back. We're going to sit through this because I don't think we're done just yet on that. So continue to hold slightly OTM on the AMD trade now. Right off those highs, risk profile. Going to give this 1 or 2 attempts because I think that could be a potentially solid thesis. Isolated volume signature and this print at the extreme highs when the market's not necessarily doing anything crazy. So there it is, AMD slowly working for us. And then there it is on Bitcoin. Pullback here, maybe a potential ad opportunity, but we want to zoom out and stop kind of micromanaging this one. We'll go to the 3-minute time frame. Nice consolidation right here. So we'll keep an eye out on that one. But let's go AMD to the south side. Let's go Bitcoin to the north side.
Apparently, there's a ticker called Hulk that's moving, says the Chilean Nightmare, Fabian. So I'm trying to find it over here. What's the exchange? OTC.
Oh, it's the OTC.
Neil, if I want to put OTC, is it Amex? It's what? BK? PK, thank you. So let's find out. Here we go. I don't see it either, Fabian. Okay, we'll have to pull that one up in a bit, but yeah. It's interesting. I'll keep my eye out on that, but I can't find it on our system at the moment, to be honest. IXHL coming right back down into my entry again. I don't know what to do with this one. It's just putting in lower lows and lower highs. It's got no bid at the moment. It's just so close to VWAP, though. Let me have a look over here to see where my stop is on IXHL. IPA, I got to cancel that one as well. Okay, so there we go, IPA, and then I don't have a stop there. I thought I put one in at 43. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what to do with this one, Joey. I'm thinking about flattening out here on IX. I don't want to give too much back, and we're only a penny out of the money right now, but it's not putting in any higher highs. I'm thinking maybe I should just wait until this one gets back above 50. Yeah, let's flatten out. We'll lose a penny on that one. So that's it. I'm in SOWG again as it's back above the volume weighted average price. I've given this one a super tight stop below 14. So it's going to have to continue the higher highs and higher lows. Otherwise, if it loses VWAP, we'll get out of this one. Hulk has a volume of 2, says Luthic. I couldn't even find it. So I'm not really sure if we're on the same ticker, brother. But I will continue to keep an eye out for that one if we can find it. Otherwise, I've got nothing on right now. What are you guys looking at? There's really nothing to my liking at the moment. I'm just having a look at my scanner up top to see if there's any new small cap gappers weaseling their way onto the scene. What's this XFOR? Light volume, but looks pretty good. Let's have a look at XFOR. XFOR. Here it is. Okay, not a bad looker here. What's the volume on this one? 2 million shares on a dollar name. Not bad, but not great. What do we do with this one? Well, right away, I can just tell you, my go-to move would be a 10 EMA retracement or even front-running it because it doesn't seem to be touching it all that much, maybe a wick or 2 off the 10 EMA. So that's how I'd be looking for XFOR, up 26 1/3, 25 1/3% now. So good strength on this one. Be on the lookout. This probably has replaced FFAI, which has lost VWAP. So we'll put XFOR on the side chart and we'll look to weasel into that if that is warranted. Jameson saying MCVT. Let's have a look at that one as well. Brother, this is not doing anything. This is, it's got 781,000 shares of volume, and there's barely any trading there. Could you look at BBAI, says Brown Lightning. It's about to break 8. Sure, let's have a look at Big Bear. Yeah, kind of consolidative today. A little above 8, a little bit below 8. The midpoint there being yesterday's closing print at 793. So yeah, I wouldn't have a trade on Big Bear other than maybe some higher lows, because that's what you're seeing here. The implied balance open at 930, and then you have your 11 o'clock drop, which was higher, and now you have the current drop into about 7 4/5. Not a bad look on BBAI, but definitely a tougher one to trade. I would say I would try to take it off that bottom trend line there. Otherwise, you got to double top a little above 8. Let me know how that goes, Jameson. Shout out to you. Let's go back over here.
Nice.
Go ahead, Joey.
Yeah. All right, guys. So Bitcoin really starting to work out for us here. We're going to take a little bit more off the top. Nothing substantial. Like literally, I'm going to take 2% off just to lock in some profits and just continue this grind higher. But yeah, soothing nature. Shout out to that. We did put in a new high, but I want to hold the bulk of this for 67.90, and AMD slowly starting to work out for us as well too. So go AMD, go Bitcoin. Hopefully this isn't a big time rejection candle, but 67.80, take a little bit off there, a couple percentage points. Primary target 67.90. We'll leave a little bit for the dream just in case it does want to make that previous high of the day run, and we're going to be involved in this one. But now AMD is starting to pull back in there. Sorry to interrupt you, Shree.
Oh, it's fine. I'm just sending a message to my parents. Hogan.
I thought you were going to say Bitcoin. I thought you were going to say, Mom, Bitcoin.
No. We only do that when it's legitimate,
when
Joey.
It's legitimate, okay.
Yeah.
That's
So, you know, I'm should we talk about the story again?
Yeah,
tried to get my mom, my old man. I started with my old man. Like, punch into some Bitcoin. 5% of the account. No. Well, actually, that's not fair. He's like, let me think about it.
Okay.
That's his move right away. He never says no. He never likes to take.
That's the typical parent answer.
Yeah. Especially him too, right? Yeah. And so then, you know, I knew it would have to go through my mom if I really wanted to.
That's great. You got to go through the right procedure.
Exactly. And so then, you know, it's like, oh, what does this thing do? I don't know, blah, blah, blah. It seems high risk. We're retired, this, that, and the other. I'm like, fine. 5% too much? Throw in 1%. No. So it displeased me. So now every time Bitcoin makes a new all-time high, they get a message immediately letting them know where they're missing out at. And from now on, I'm going to include the percentage up since I advised them.
Getting real
Bitcoin.
petty now.
Oh yeah, super petty. All right, one person who's never really petty, as long as I've known him, and it's been about 3 or 4 years now, Neil Roberts and his lesson of the day.
Oh, Sharif, it is so cool. If I tried that with my mom's, you know what? No. Absolutely not. West Indian, no. It just couldn't happen. But your lesson of the day today brought to you by Top One Futures. If you're looking to trade futures like the Nasdaq, SPY, or even Bitcoin, get it, Joey Options. Top One Futures is one of the fastest growing prop firms out there. They give traders the chance to manage up to $1 million in capital. Pick your path. Instant funded, challenge, or pro account, and start trading your way to real payouts and even a live account. In the last 90 days alone, they've paid out over $10 million and earned 1,000 plus 5-star reviews from real traders. Use the discount code TTV to save on any account. Scan the QR code or head to top1futures.com and start trading toward your next payout. Earnings season is a good time to get payouts because we get extra volatility, everybody. But with great volatility comes great responsibility. And oftentimes it's so easy to read the report or just look at the numbers or just get really excited by what seems like an overwhelmingly positive story or negative story one way or another and come in with a bias. And oftentimes you might even have that bias confirmed by what the market does with the stock. In Alphabet's case, initially selling and then gapping higher. So you're thinking strength, beat across the board, strong growth, advertising wasn't a concern, all that good stuff. The thing about earnings and the thing about price action is it doesn't have to make sense. I'm reminded of a trader that was on the floor years ago who, as the stock was tanking and he was getting shut down, just simply saying, did anybody read this report? Come on, this is a great company. And it wasn't even it was just some random Canadian company. But the whole time on the way down, he was just yelling as if everybody else had it wrong. It doesn't matter. I think the best you can do is if you think that buyers should be stepping in somewhere because the stock had a good report, then wait for reasons to buy. I don't mind. You can have a bias on an earnings day. And as a matter of fact, I find sometimes it simplifies things. But it does require that you're really particular about the way that you trade it. Because from the moment that Alphabet lost the bid, it has been trending down. It's underneath the volume weighted average price. It's rejecting the volume weighted average price. Anybody that watches the show knows that if I was short bias on this stock, I probably would have missed this trade because it didn't pop up. VWAP, of course. But if you're going to be long, you've got to pick your spots. I had one level I liked, but it wasn't 190, that was 194. So I transacted there for bounces. When that got lost, right here, or even here when it stopped out the first time, I waited for what? A trend break. Break the downtrend, and then I'll start working long on the downtrend. There's a trend break. It then pulls off the volume weighted average price and breaks another short-term trend. So take another trend break. I wait for a reason. Why? Because my bias is against what is happening in the stock. That just means you have to be even more particular with your trades. I talked about sniping last week, but the reality is if your bias is going against the actual trend, then you need to be finding very, very specific entries. If it's with the trend, oh man, go for it. Like you're all over the place. Like you're buying dips and you're buying breakouts and all that good stuff. But when that's not the case, you gotta wait. You thought IBM had a good quarter? Great bounce off the lows. Well, what could you have done with IBM? I missed it. I'll have to fail on myself. One level on the daily, right there, just underneath 254. That's it. What happens? You get a trend break at that 254 and it goes higher straight away from there. You get one shot at a trade like that, obviously, but if you have a level of patience, understanding that if you thought it was a good report, it was down and then it was trending down, you can't will it to go up. But if buyers see value, then join buyers. Because what you think in this particular case, if it's mispriced, is that the big boys are going to want to buy it up, that the money and the cash that's sitting on the sidelines is going to take advantage of it. Well, they're not dumb, and they're going to let it fall as much as they can to get themselves a good price. That's just how it works. So while everyone else is getting stopped out, reading the report saying it should have been good, we all got to be buying the dip, a patient trader waits for their opportunity to snipe. And it's okay to be wrong. You can absolutely be wrong about this at certain levels. And then just wait and strike again. You're absolutely never as a trader gonna get directional bias correct every single day on the market or get your interpretation of the report right every single time. We're not fortune tellers. Nobody is. And anybody that tells you they are or that I get it right in earnings season on 9 out of 10 of, get the heck out of here with that nonsense. That's not what it's about here. What you're really in the business of doing is playing into momentum most of the time. And if the momentum is against your personal bias, then you wait for a signal that it's going with it. And as I said, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to find a short in Google today. Alphabet today, or IBM. I just wasn't looking that way, but you could be green if you waited for specific places to transact or specific signals. That's sort of the thing. It's really easy to say, I like this stock and I like it long. It's a lot harder when that notion and that trend is wrong to still manage to make money or at a minimum, not lose a lot of it. And during earnings season, especially in that first half an hour to an hour since from the bell, if the trend is against you, it's earnings season. It can get really nasty for you before it gets better. So you have to be extra diligent, and that's what we're going to try to make sure we do for you. There is your lesson of the day, and ease up on Mom, Sharif. Come on now. She already missed out on Bitcoin. Why you got to do her like that?
She didn't listen to me, Neil. That's why.
She didn't listen.
I love my mom, Dukes, man. But she got to pay the price. Guys, XFO. No, Joey, I got to go. This is on the warpath right now. XFOR is flying to the high side. There's the break above 2. Big moves here for XFOR. I've got nothing on. I'm keeping my eye for possible support at the $2 level. I'm looking at the 5-second chart above over here. Let's see if this one's going. But look at
SOWG Go. I was red on this one. We're going to get positive. It just took out all my orders, and we got share size on this one as well. So SOWG. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. SOWG taking out levels. Let's wet the beak here as well. Here we go to the high side. Good look for this one. Big breakout to the high side. Let's keep an eye out on both. Now I got to go back into XFOR because this one has some potential here. I'm going to punch here at 2. It's going to have to hold 198. Otherwise, I'm out. I'm going to give it 2 pennies below the low. Where do we have? We got 03s, Joey. Okay, so let's wet the beak at 05s, 07s, and layer some orders into the highs over here on XFOR. Let's see if we can get something on both of these bad boys. But look at SOWG Go. Big moves up, Joseph, into the high side. We have shares on here, so let's see if we can take out some more. What do you got?
Pull up the 1 minute.
Boom.
Pull up the 1 minute.
That's a 5. Yeah.
No, yeah, pull up the 1.
Give me a sec. Let me just throw in some more. This guy.
Let's go. Pull it up, man.
All right, the 1?
Yeah, the 1. There you go. You can see the real artistic beauty.
It looks the same kind of, right? Oh, my goodness.
Okay.
Look at this thing zig and zag.
A good time, not necessarily a long time, guys. All right. Shout out to Sharif's trade on that one. But here we go on that AMD trade. You can see that we short here and boom, boom, boom. We take a little bit to the downside on that. So, yeah, nice little short there on AMD. You know, Gorev's in that as well, too. So, yeah, shout out to him. And then here it is. We're in this. This is where averages FIFO first in, first out. We take this one here. And then, sure enough, we piece a lot. I took the majority of it off, so I'm only sitting on about 20-30% of the remaining position, looking for that high of the day break. So hopefully we can withstand this pullback, and there could be another good add opportunity. One thing to note is that just check out the volume too, as we're continuously selling, cooling off, right? So that's a positive sign. So we'll continue to monitor that. You can see this, we step right back in, baby. That's how you can tell it's pretty relatively strong. So I do like this for a potential add at the lower end of this range, which we're currently trading at right now. So maybe why not we just add a little bit more, because that's been working out for us throughout the duration of this session. But I think we're going to hold the last bit of AMD until that VWAP target. I believe that's the next destination for that one. Let's take a look at what was I going to pull up? There it is. So let's take a look at the top performing sectors here and see what we got cooking up. So the financials up about 0.5%. So we'll go to the win, play, show. Commercial services another 0.5%. So the top 3 are just hovering around that 4/10, or just a little bit more than 0.5% there. And then the bottom 3 are the healthcare down about 1/3, materials down about 1.2, consumer discretionary 1.7% there. So that's what we got cooking up on the top. And the worst performing sectors, Bitcoin not holding up how we want, but we are getting some defense at some key support levels there, Sharif.
All right, guys, XFOR will stop out. We'll take 3 penny loss there. I don't know why I had to get out twice, but we ended up giving up some at 98s and some at 97. So a bit of a loss there on XFOR, but it's getting extended away from the 5. I'm a buyer again if it pulls into 195 support, but here we go again with SOWG. It just got into the highs. It's at the highs again at 39s. I'm posted at 40 and 43. There's a seller here of note at 39. And there it goes. It is now 140 high a day. Now we're waiting at 143 on SOWG. Let's see if this one can really start rocketing up and start squeezing. But I want to keep my eye on XFOR. I still think this one has potential. As I mentioned, the 10 EMA on the 5 is a little bit below that $1.90. So I'd be a buyer at that $1.90. In fact, I'm going to wait there. I'm going to front run it. I'm going to wait at 92s. Let's see if we can get something at 92s. So yeah, back now to SOWG. Got to keep going between these two, because SOWG is literally at the high of the day, showing 40s again, and still being met with some selling, so we can't seem to shake the seller at that 10 penny level. We'll have to pack our patience there. I'm also an IPA, but this one's a lot slower of a mover, and we're basically break even on it right now. I'm looking for it to hold the 20 and to move right back up. Let's go back to XFOR. Now this is getting a break to the high side over here, so let's keep an eye out on this one as it's looking to break out highs. Here we go. Let's keep an eye out here, Joey. I'm going to send
send it to you so I can post some orders.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. So there you go. You can see that we did take a dip through this key support level around 67.70, and then we have a move lower, but then there is some buying pressure as well, too. So just keep an eye out on this one here. Maybe we grind, but you also want to note that Ethereum's cooling up, but the VWAP is tracing price action relatively well, and we're bouncing right into that. So potential move right here off of VWAP for ETHA and Ethereum ETF right there. I know there's a 2x leverage one. I can't remember, ETHU maybe possibly on that, but Bitcoin, nice move off through the volume weighted average price, moves higher, and then now starting to pull back. So hopefully VWAP can hold. If it does get to the volume weighted average price, considering it hasn't been tracing PA relatively well, I'm gonna have to get out of this one. So 67.55 is my average, and that will be my stop out at that break even. And I mentioned that I have about 20-30% remaining of this position. So let's see if this can work out, bulk of it being down here. But yeah, the tape relatively weak, so keep an eye out on that. Is there gonna be a reload chance on AMD? Maybe, possibly, to be honest with you, because I think VWAP can be in play as the Nasdaq and the SPY are now trading south of that, so just keep that in mind. We'll take a look at some of the other semi-names. I know TXN reported the other day, Adair and I touched on that, continuous selling here, so you're way south of the volume weighted average price, so keep an eye out on that one. Now, NVDA, what is the king up to? Ooh, okay, so you can see we're forming these lower highs right here. Price is starting to compress, and you're starting to form a little bit of a channel, so keep an eye out just in case it does want to break through. With that being said, let's see if we have any overhead resistance on the options chain regarding NVDA, and I think that can determine a lot. We know that Tesla had a lot of OI around that 300, and then now look, on the put side that is, and we're still holding this. It could break, but there is some defense right there. So Hedgie's just buying up the stock so it doesn't go any lower than that, all right? So, ooh, bad flush on BTC, extremely weak tape. But let's pull up the options chain for NVDA to see if we got anything specific at that level that we're looking at right now. Okay, yeah, I might have to hop out of this Bitcoin trade again. Oh, there it is. Yeah, wow. Came right back to, oh no, came right back to my break even. Why are you doing that?
Bitcoin.
Yeah, there.
Okay. Take over?
Yeah, no, I'm out. Yeah, okay. No, I'm out there. I just had to get out. So at 75, there's 94,900 open contracts at that 72.50 level. Sorry, I said 75. 72.50 has 52,475, has 94,900. 177.5 does have 81,000. So there is some supply zones there. We're going to need those to clear for next week in order for us to continue to climb higher. May I say?
All right. Just throwing in my stops here. We're still in XFOR, we're break even right now at 2s. I'm looking at the 5-second chart. It seems like it is putting in higher lows, but it's really having bamboozling time here, a little bit above, a little bit below 210 high a day. I'm actually waiting at 210. It crossed, but it didn't get printed, so we'll keep an eye on that. SOWG coming off the highs, but I've moved up my stop to break even now into 19s. It's showing me 28s, so I'll be packing my patience there. But Bovin also telling me IXHL right back above VWAP. You're right, Bovin, but I still kind of perceive a little bit of a downtrend, though, on that one. So I'll have to pack my patience on that. And then we just got finally that VWAP retracement into IPA. So this was going to have to hold here. 09s, let's go ahead and throw that on there. And IPA, exactly. So we'll just give that one a little bit of room. Since we have 20s now, we can go ahead and wait at 22. So we'll see what IPA has to offer. It feels like it's pulling back, but it's into the volume weighted average price now. It's going to have to hold up here. Otherwise, I want no smoke with this one. All right, let's keep an eye here on XFOR. Yeah, this one does seem like it's going to make lower lows. It doesn't look like it wants to hold up in the mid-90s right here. So this one's coming back down in a hurry. The 10 EMA on XFOR is 191. So it's still well above it. And then VWAP on XFOR is at 88. So we're still holding that general area. But what I'm seeing here on the 5-second chart is we're kind of getting some buying in and around 95s, but we are kind of putting in some lower highs. So I'm worried about a flat bottom break through that level, and that could cause some trouble. So keeping my eye here on XFOR for continuation. Otherwise, we'll get out of that. But I'm seeing SOWG putting in a bunch of bottoming tail candles into that $1.25. And every time it drops into that $1.25, SOWG, it rockets back up into the mid-30s. It still hasn't been able to break that 40-penny high a day, but we'll pack our patience. The reason I'm mentioning it, though, is I'm trying to
see whether it's the right idea maybe to have some dip trades at that $1.25, $1.26 area for these bottoming tail candle wicks and then to move back up into the mid to high 30s. That's exactly where we're at right now, up 52%. So keep my eye out on that one. I think I might put in like some baby shares there. Yeah, I'm gonna wait at a $1.27. Okay, give that one a try for some small share size there, so we can participate in any dip trades. But keeping my eye on IPA right now because it did pull into the volume weighted average price, and I do have shares on in this one, so I don't want to give it up at that level. But this is a good level to pick it up off. But this one hasn't been good to me. So meaning that I haven't been reading this one correctly, at least not lately. We had nice trades on the move up, added, scalped up, and then really the move down, didn't hold the 10, didn't hold the 20. So this is the last line in the sand, to me anyway, for IPA. And it's already been kind of a little bit spready at times. So 3-penny spread is kind of what I mean by that. We'll keep an eye out on that one. SOWG still doing its thing. And likewise for XFOR, neither breaking down below or above the levels that I have my stop or my profit takers at. So kind of in no man's land right now on XFOR. Just trying to pack my patience on this one. Yeah, nothing else for me to do here other than wait to see how these ones will resolve. Whether to the high side or the downside, obviously hoping for the high side because we're long. But guess what? We have no beak wetters here on XFOR. So what the hell are we doing if we don't have any profit takers, right? So let's go ahead and post at these levels. I'm going to wait at 7s as well, possibly take out some prints there, and maybe even at 10s if we get really lucky. So keep my packing my patience on that. How's the IPA trade doing? We did get the ad here. On SOWG, we got it at 26s, so let's go ahead and wet the beak here with some profit takers. Nice. Okay, happy with that. Let's see if we can get some more to the high side on this one. Still maintain the same out for SOWG. I won't trade that one. Your trades look very scary, man. Yeah, you know what? They just move quickly, brother. They're not scary. They just move really quickly, but that's kind of part and parcel of the small cap gappers. Again, I always say they're around for a good time, not a long time. So, yeah, trade them carefully. That's it, Joey. Keeping my eye on those three. It's really been the story of those three, but I have ambitions here for XFOR, kind of bull flagging, really looking for it to clear $2.
All right, cool. Good stuff there, guys. Savvy Canadian traders.
Oh.
Looking to boost. Oh, nope, not yet. All right, there. I'll wait for the go. All right, we'll wait till the ads to start.
Whenever you let me know. Like that, bro.
See, we don't want to get too early. We don't want to jump the gun on that one. There. All right, here we are. Savvy Canadian traders looking to boost their exposure can now tap into the Nasdaq 100 and S&P 500 with Beta Pro 3X daily leverage ETFs featuring the built-in FX hedging. This aims to amplify short-term market moves, minimizing the impact of currency swings. Whether you're feeling bullish or bearish, these ETFs are built for active day traders ready to take on the markets.
Yes.
Read the full disclosure in the prospectus at betapro.ca, before investing there, guys. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, so there it is. So we did get stopped out on the IBIT long. It's right here, and it bounces right off of that. So I'll take that final out almost essentially, and then you get a little bit of a move higher. Let's see if it can break through that. Then maybe you can get the continuation to the top side and go and test this high of the day here. I think it's totally feasible throughout the session, so maybe more of a slow grind. AMD working out pretty good for us as well, too. So I think this could be a good reload opportunity. The market doesn't really know what it wants to do, go up, down, sideways, whatever it may be. So we'll wait for a more definitive direction. I mean, the SPY looks relatively stronger than the Nasdaq here. So boom, holding and respecting view up relatively well, but we'll keep an eye on some of these names. There it is, not Bitcoin. AMD starting to crawl back higher, so maybe a good add opportunity here. We'll put a little bit more shares on that one. All out of Bitcoin. Let's take a look at some of the top volume stocks of the session as well, too, to see where a lot of hands are exchanging shares. We'll refresh this and see what we got going. Oh, wow, I've seen something with 206 million shares traded already, so that's pretty big. Yeah, that's going to be TSLL with 206 million shares. Tesla with 93 million, AAL 75.5.
Oh.
Take a look at AAL because we know they reported this morning.
They did. It's horrible.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Their
horrible.
SSR.
Yeah, it's really bad over here. And who was it? Was it Delta that report or United?
Love.
No, but no.
Oh.
A couple days ago, I think it was last week. It was
good
UAL.
question.
I think it was UAL. Yeah, it
Pretty
was
sure,
UAL. Yeah.
Good
So
call.
there it is. American Airlines moving to the downside. Daniel Shea move beats the expected move. You continue that southward, southeast movement there, Sharif.
Yeah, it's a tough look there. We'll get to that in the news. The Katina man has returned. What do we got there, brother? What do we got today? Some turkey stuff. I saw some fish back there, so I guess that's for the other. Yeah. So the salad folks like myself and the Katina man, we get the turkey. Is it that turkey that everybody hates? Oh, okay, yeah.
Turkey a la wish or whatever his name is.
Turkey a la process, says the Katina man. No, seriously though, there's a bunch of fish back there. It looks like some tilapia, Katina.
Yeah,
man.
it is tilapia.
Like. It's almost all gone. Well, that's what happens on a Thursday.
Club going up, eh?
Yeah. There you go.
All right, then.
So guys, here's the deal. The ad into SOWG, we got one out, so we ended up giving back a little bit on this one. So we had a really good breakout trade on that one. I tried to add into the wicks. It loses VWAP. You got to stay disciplined to your rules, so we'll give back about 7 pennies on that ad there. SOWG, the bamboozler in chief today, but it is fine. Oh, okay. Ex post facto analysis, it's finding support at the 20.
Go wash them quick.
And that's what I've been seeing. Okay, so here we go. The trade really is off that $1.16. It's off the 20. It's off the yellow line. Look how many times it's respected that yellow line on the day. That's a 20 exponential moving average on the 5. And we currently have a higher low than the prior bar low, which takes us down to 115. This current bar low is 117. So you got some higher lows off the 20. Huh. Let's go. 114. Let's go 110, and we'll layer. Okay? So we'll layer into these levels over here, and we'll see what we can get. If it's going to find support at the 20, I'll give it a try. All right, let's see what the other one is doing over here. XFOR, it's been straddling two. We're long 202. It's showing me 199s. There's nothing for me to do right now. It's got higher lows, but I don't know what the hell to do with this thing. The volume's all but dried up, but it's not making any lower lows. So XFOR, I'm not really sure what to do with this one. I think it would be the wrong idea to get out here because it's above the 10, it's above the 20, it's above VWAP, it's below 2, right? So it's a psychological area of resistance, but it's also putting in higher lows. So I'm kind of unsure how this cookie crumbles. Let's go to IPA as well. I'm waiting for a print at 22s. It's at 22s, but the spread is 2 pennies. So we'll have to see whether this one can break and take me to the high side here with some nice prints. Otherwise, we'll get stopped out through prior bar low. Yeah, and that's the situation right now. So SOWG, you little. Okay, good. We're back into that one. Now we took some prints here into 23s on SOWG. Let's see if it can get back into 25s and then 26s. I've layered the orders on this one. Prior bar low gets me out. Simple as that. It has to hold prior bar low. Otherwise, I want no smoke. So it's $1.24. We just got printed at not 23s, excuse me. And then I'm waiting at 25s and then 27s. So let's see if it can hold prior bar low and get me involved. Now here is XFOR. I don't know why it feels like XFOR is going to drop here. I don't know. What do you guys think about XFOR like this? The volume is really drying up. The volume was coming in fast and furious, about 4.8 million shares on a $2 name. But when you look at the volume bars as of late, it's just not appetizing, at least not to me. What do you got over there, Joey? Why are you getting all amped up?
I was looking to add on AMD there, but then it's already made that move lower. So there was a nice resistance zone, and I'm like, you know what, I'll wait till I get back. But then it decided to take that dump instead, Sharif, without me. So thanks for that. Thanks for being a good friend, AMD, and waiting for me. But yeah, no, 63 is where I was looking for that ad, and then you can see that's already about 50 cents, a little bit less, 40 cents in the money. So a nice ad at this consolidation, and then you get that additional leg lower. So yeah, that was a missed opportunity, but there could be another chance to get involved with some more shares here on AMD, Sharif. So we'll be patient on this one. A nice potential bottoming signal here on Tesla as well, too. What is it down on the day? I think roughly probably around 10% now, maybe a little bit less. We'll take a look to get exact numbers. Yeah, so about 9.5% on the day. And then here it is. You can see the volume slowly starting to accelerate. as we're starting to cool off and just in this selling, right? So that's what you want to see is a nice dump, and that's just going to be exhaustive volume pressure. So if this can close as a complete hammer, maybe you can get a little bit more of a move. But just considering the name is so weak, you want to give it some time, let it curl over. But yeah, right now we're just south of that $300 level, where we've seen that about 34,000 and change open contracts on the put side. So that's why you can see that definitive base and that resistance right here. But now it's been absorbed, and then now we're south of that. So see if that can hold on to that there, Sharif. So that's what I got going on. AMD starting to pull back in. With any form of move back into 162.80s, I'm going to hop in some more shares to see if we can get that move all the way down to VWAP. So that's the game plan on that one. Tesla, okay, so that's turning really positive. You can see the volume really starting to kick up as well. Let's keep an eye on the tape to see if it has flipped and if it's become stronger. And exactly, so what I was just about to say is you see those consistent flushes at the ask and above the ask, so the immediates are getting filled slightly aggressively. You just don't want to see the continuous flushes on the bid at the immediate, all right? So just keep that in mind. We'll monitor what Tesla's up to. Am I going to be looking for a sniper long off of these lows? I don't know, to be honest with you. I'm sure it can bounce at some point and maybe head back towards the volume weighted average price, but it's a really, really weak name. So if you're just looking for an extended long, maybe Tesla's not your primary option there, Sharif.
Okay, SWOG, we got back in, and this one is rampaging to the high side. Here we go again with SOWG. Let's see if we can take out 40s, man. It's been a tough trade at 40 basically all day. So this one has been an interesting one. We've added into this one multiple times, got stopped out a couple of times, but we'll keep fighting back with SOWG. I'm waiting at 38s, 40s, and then 43s, okay? We got in. Where are we in? We're at 21. Best print I have so far, 36. So let's see what this one's got left in the tank here. It's up 51%. I mean, it's been a tougher trade because it doesn't really respect VWAP, okay? It's basing the trade off the 20 exponential. I kind of finished going through that not that long ago. Let's see if it continues to do that. But the entries have been sound on this one, but it reverses very quickly. So unless you're scalping out quick with hotkeys or you have your orders posted, it feels like it kind of doesn't give you too much time to think about it. At least that's where that's what I've perceived this one to do. So SOWG still continuing to zig and zag with this one, looking to print next at 38, but it's finding sellers here at 36. Interesting name, this one. XFOR still involved in this one at 90s, looking for a print at 94s. It's showing me 93s. Let's see if this one defends VWAP. It's got a couple of bottoming tail candles into the volume weighted average price. We'll see if this one can get the juice back to the high side and try to attempt a touch at 2. It's been a kind of a dead one lately. And then IPA, I don't know what the hell to do with this, man. Holding VWAP, but not exactly making any higher. Finally, we get a print there on IPA at 22s. Now we've got long 19s. Next, I'm waiting at 24s, and then I'm layering basically at every penny on this one. Back to SOWG as this one rejects 36 again. Does it have another attempt at the 20 exponential? The 20 exponential, ironically enough now, is at the 20 penny area. I'm talking always, guys. When I say my moving averages, I'm always talking about the 5 minutes, no matter what. I don't even look at the 1 minute, rarely anymore. So the 5 is what I always mean when I say these exponential moving averages on the 5. That's kind of what I'm saying when I say that, excuse me. So yeah, those are the 3 trades that I'm involved in. It's SOWG and XFOR that are really the fast movers. IPA, you know, it's a slow stepper down. So that's what I'm concerned about the most. I'm concerned about XFOR. Quite frankly, I have size on for IPA as well. It's not like we've got baby size on that, but you know, I don't worry about that as much because it's not as fast of a mover. It's XFOR that's a lot fast. Well, don't look at it right now. It's slowed down substantially, but it is a lot faster of a mover, especially if you were watching this one above $2. So I am kind of concerned about this one. We got higher lows on some of these bottoming tail candles, but no higher highs, and we haven't had higher highs since that bamboozling candle that printed at 12.15. That made the high of the day into 210. Didn't get printed on that one, despite the fact we were waiting at 210, and then we made a lower low and a lower high subsequent to that. So bamboozling bamboozlement is in XFOR's DNA. Let's see, though, if it's got something here left for the longs to the high side. I'm looking at the 5-second chart on the top screen, and we're still putting in lower highs right now on XFOR. That displeases me greatly. So, yeah, that's how trading is, baby. A little of this.
A little bit of that.
A little bit of that.
What song is that? A little bit of this?
A little bit of money, no.
No, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
On my side, a little bit of readers. Where's Adara when you need her?
Yeah, where's Adara when you need her?
Yeah. What do you got, Joey?
AMD, yeah, AMD here, man. What a mystery. Another one.
Oh,
all right there.
Another one.
What's going on over there, Katina, man?
Another one.
I don't know.
Did I hit that? He says that's crazy. Oh, did you? Oh, he's just
The Katina man's long
right,
the queues right now,
Katina
guys.
man hit that. Yeah, the crypto space is selling aggressive, but there you go. You can see AMD, really prime time reload opportunity right there, and then you can almost get 70 cents off of this specific
Tornado
level.
warning.
Where, here?
Say more.
No way.
Tornado
All right,
warning, Joseph?
that's crazy.
I love it when I get Google updates from 2 days ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's always accurate. That helps a lot. Hey, better late than never, right? So just in case you were worried about what happened a couple days ago. But yeah, this is what we got going on. A potential bounce off here. Tinaman's long the queues. Tesla putting in that hammer candle, getting somewhat of a rebound. Can it stop this downtrend? I think is going to be the primary question here. And then maybe you can get a little bit more to the top side. So you can see we got those consistent lower highs there and a nice channel to the downside in TSLA, but then puts in that hammer candle with that volume sticking out too. So that could give a nice stopping volume signature. One thing to note that there is still a little bit of selling pressure in here. It didn't close as a complete isolated, so just keep in mind you might get some rejections around this level if you do get to the top end of the range. But AMD looking pretty good on this front, so I'm gonna take my last bit out just because we are heading into VWAP now, and the market does seem like it wants to head south. So there it is. We're gonna be all out of. Oops, nope, not apparently not. I would still be able to rock on in this show. I mean on this trade if I added some more, but I didn't. So it is what it is. We got to accept our fate and move on and look for that next trade, as my guy Obi would like to say. But there we are, all out of AMD. I'll put it up on actually the bigger screen so you guys can see it a little bit better instead of me just dragging a chart over. So here it is, AMD to the south side. So yeah. That's it. VWAP probably the target 6150. Looks like it's going to be in the works for today there, but the 3-minute chart, short right off the peaks, multiple indecision topping tails at the high. You take the short, and then boom, boom, boom.
Boom, boom, boom.
That's where you're supposed to add, and then we take a little bit more off there. So now we're all out of AMD. This looks like a head and shoulders on the 3-minute if you ask me, Sharif. I don't know about you.
Well said.
Shoulder 1, head, shoulder 2, neckline snaps, VWAP in.
Preceded by an uptrend, Joey. Preceded by an uptrend.
There you go. That's it.
There you go.
So since we're talking about this, you believe that there's another trade opportunity at the break of the neckline, looking for that move back into the volume weighted average price?
Yes, based upon what I just saw there.
Yeah.
But bigger picture, what's I didn't look at anything else. What do we have on the day?
On
AMD?
the day? Yeah.
That's
AMD.
at 2/3. So we're up on the day.
Yeah, we're positive.
Yeah, well, that looks like a neckline break. Well, you can
Yeah.
just confirm that with a neckline break, right?
So
Wait
there
for
you
the
go.
neckline break, and then you go short. And then remember the retest too on the of
so
the
you
neckline
get the break
on
of the
shoulder.
neckline, the retest of it. If it holds at the support level, then maybe you can have an add opportunity and then look for that move back towards VWAP. So yeah, Bitcoin and Ethereum are tanking. So yeah, that ride was short-lived, and we were slightly excited about that one. But now it is given back the majority of the move, but part of trading.
Yes, Roof Ninja. Yeah, that's what we mean, brother. Head and shoulders is a reversal pattern. That's why I was asking him, was it preceded by an uptrend? Because there's got to be a trend to reverse, right? If you're coming from a consolidation, you see a head and shoulders, what trend are you reversing? You were consolidative. So that's a great point out by you, but that's kind of what I meant. All right, we took the print there at 38 on SOWG. It's really got the top at 40, though. 40 is really the high. It is, in fact, the high of the day, and that's where the sellers have been stepping in. But I'll submit to you, the sellers have been stepping in a little ahead of that 40 penny area in the high 30s. And that's why every time we wake up into the high 30s, we're being met with some selling there. So that does obviously pose a threat for the latest ad on this one. How many shares do we have left? Let's have a look. Here on my friend SOL, we're still good. We can post. Yeah, we'll wait at 45s as well, and then maybe we'll wait at some 47s in case this gets really squeezy and starts making a move to the high side. But it's XFOR that, oh boy, we're holding VWAP, but I don't know for how long, guys. So we'll see about that one. IPA, we're still holding break even at 22s above VWAP, but we're basically rejecting the that $0.25 area, and we have been for a moment. But what gets me out of this IPA is the loss of the volume weighted average price. I'm really going to try to pack my patience for that. But we have a special guest and a special interview at the big desk right now with Brendo. Take it away, boys.
Hey guys, yeah, thanks so much. We're continuing the digital asset conversation this afternoon, and we have I don't know if I can call him this, but I'm going to anyways, a digital asset veteran. I'm pretty sure he's younger than I am, so I mean, I'm thrilled to have him back on. The founder of WonderFi originally, Karia Samaroo, back with us for the first time, and it seems like a long time, Karia. It's great to see you, first of all. Welcome back.
Likewise, great to see you again. It's been a while.
Yeah, congratulations, first of all, on the WonderFi transaction. As everybody knows, WonderFi acquired by Robinhood. I think maybe just start off with a little bit of a thought on that specifically. I mean, what does that mean as far as the Canadian landscape specifically is concerned with that transaction?
When I started WonderFi back in 2021, the goal with it really was to put Canadian crypto on the map. And at the time, there was just so many different exchanges trying to comply with all the different regulations and compete for the same customers. And so we wanted to create something that could compete on a global scale. And that is really what ended up happening with this Robinhood acquisition. I think it's, to me, having not just an acquisition, but a fintech company as prolific as Robinhood that has the footprint that they do, coming in and acquiring this Canadian crypto exchanges is really exciting. I think, a couple of years ago, we were seeing more crypto to crypto acquisitions and mergers. And now I think there's a lot more TradFi to crypto. And I think that's a big that's a big positive for the industry.
Yeah, it's exciting as far as being on this side of the border and being a fan and watcher of this marketplace specifically. Let's talk about the new venture, XTAL. Very exciting. Recently being added here, a new addition to the TSX Venture Exchange in Toronto. XTAO is the ticker. Pretty nice day today so far. Decentralized AI, Karia. Tell us what that means exactly.
Yeah, so after WonderFi was exploring what was next and couldn't help but get sucked into the AI rabbit hole and got extremely excited about the potential. I think it's the most important invention of our lifetime, potentially of in human history, and that's really exciting. But it's also terrifying because of this centralization that exists and the fact that this one of the most powerful tools ever created is owned and gated by 2 or 3 companies is I think a much bigger problem than a lot of people realize. So as I was exploring that problem, I discovered BitTensor, which is this decentralized AI network, basically takes the same core principles and foundation of Bitcoin, which has created the world's largest computer and really created this store of value in Bitcoin. It's taking those fundamentals and then applying them to creating AI. And it's very nascent. It's like Bitcoin in 2012 because it's pre-first halving, like Bitcoin was in the earlier part of 2012. But it's a really vibrant network, a ton of extremely talented people building. And so that's where I've been focused last year and a half, and then have been working on XTAO, which is building on the BitTensor network and really trying to create an institutional product for BitTensor and Tau, which is the token of BitTensor.
We're seeing, you alluded to it there a little bit earlier, but we're seeing a lot of treasury additions here on the corporate side of things. Talk a little bit about the business model for XTAO.
Yeah, the treasury wave is really it's really remarkable. So I think that it's great for crypto because it's bridging that gap between crypto and traditional finance, and really, we're seeing massive amounts of capital go into these treasury companies. XTAO is, if you're familiar with SOL strategies and MicroStrategy, XTAO is more of a SOL strategies as we do have a large treasury of Tau, but we're also building on the network, and we run a validator, and we'll be doing other productive work on the network. So there is, really a technology focus, and then we have the treasury that generates yield from staking the asset, and then is kind of accretive to our validator and other parts of the business that we'll be building.
If we go back to the concept of decentralized versus centralized AI specifically, how do you see this playing out? How do you see the decentralized aspect of this, taking on the centralized aspect of it?
Yeah, it's going to take time. I think that what BitTensor is doing is the best. It's the best shot on goal for a decentralized AI, but it does take time to build that type of a network because it is by its nature decentralized and distributed. But it therefore creates a more resilient and more open system. So what we're seeing with BitTensor is it's the very early days. It's extremely nascent, but you're starting to see products that are being built on BitTensor that are competing or outperforming some centralized AI models. And that's just by virtue of this incentive structure that has been borrowed from Bitcoin and applied into BitTensor. So I think we're going to see that acceleration continue, and we'll continue to see decentralized AI become more adopted and build more resilient and open AI in comparison to centralized counterparts.
When it comes to some of those projects that you mentioned, a lot being built on the network right now, give us a little insight here. What can we expect? What are some of the things we can look forward to?
Yeah, so there's a wide variety. There's over 100 different subnets on BitTensor. Each one is focused on a specific product that is somewhere in the AI stack. So there's everything from crowdsourced compute. There is consumer-facing products like deep fake detection. All these different types of consumer-facing products. There's real-time social data kind of aggregators. There's really a wide variety. I think one of the most compelling products right now is called Shoots, which is inference through open source LLM models like ChatGPT equivalents, and we're seeing a ton of usage on this product that really is taking up actually a lot of the overall open source LLM usage, not just on BitTensor, but sort of just globally.
And from the company standpoint, where are you focusing most of your attention on right now?
Yeah, so we are really focused on building and growing this validator. I think that BitTensor is extremely complex, and so everybody that's building in the ecosystem is heads down and really most people are very technical, and so we're really trying to create this kind of institutional product that's more accessible. That it really reminds me of when the first Bitcoin miner went public, and you started to allow the investing public who may never hold crypto to see a solid business model that they can understand and connect with, that is backed by a high growth asset. And I think that's really what we're focused on, is kind of growing that business and being able to reach a broader audience, because I think it's important not just for BitTensor to get this type of institutional and retail adoption, but I think it's really important just from a public awareness standpoint that I think including myself for the longest time, just feeding all of my sensitive data into ChatGPT and feeding the beast, so to speak. And if they decide that I can't access that anymore, or they want to do different things with that data, there's really nothing we can do. It's I think it's really terrifying from that standpoint. And we've seen that with so many different products that use sensitive information. Obviously, Google, Meta, 23andMe is a good example, where it's like, oh yeah, I'll just give my personal genetic code and data to this company, and I guess they're going to now sell it to insurance companies. And so I think the level of information that is going into ChatGPT is so much, exponentially more than those examples, like whether it's Google or 23andMe, and so I think we need to be very wary of that.
Yeah, I mean, and they make it so tempting to, get that advice about whatever you want to talk about with ChatGPT.
I mean, it's everybody's, you're using it as a business analyst, you're using it as people are using it as a therapist, using it for your personal finances, your deepest, darkest secrets, and it is such a good product that you will continue to use it.
100%. Yeah, no, 100%. Well said. Early days, as you mentioned, but exciting time, I think, for a product like this. If anybody wants more information, where would you send them?
Yeah, I would just send them to our website, xtau.co, and you can sign up for updates there. And our ticker is xtau, trading on the TSXV just as of this week. Yeah,
pretty good day, as we mentioned, XTAO, guys, on the TSX Venture Exchange. I mean, best of luck. Thanks for coming back again, Karia, Samaroo. This is an exciting time. Give us an update in the near future, if you will.
Absolutely, will do. Thanks for having me back.
Of course.
Great look there, Brendo. Thank you guys for that great information. And definitely something to keep an eye on. I know you were listening intently, obviously being the crypto maniac that you are, in a way, in a good way, of course, and not in a bad way. Maniac, obviously, usually pejorative. Didn't mean it that way. You know that.
I know. I didn't take it offense in that way. I was just saying more or less. I don't think I'm no.
He's a maniac.
No, I don't think I'm that really.
I just, to
be honest, that's crazy. No, in all seriousness though, I just try to go with the flow, right? Like, I use my examples with the weed companies and with the weed Canadian weed companies and kind of just the whole COVID ordeal. It's just trying to take advantage of some trends, right? So that's what I got going on. That's why I've been involved with Bitcoin for some time, and that's why I'm going to be involved with Ethereum for some time. And speaking of Ethereum, I do like it off of these lows here, so I'm going to get involved in this one.
Get it, Joe.
ETHA. I like it slightly more than Bitcoin right now, so it is stronger. So we'll go in and we'll hop into this trade to see if we can start cooking up a little bit of a storm on ETH. Why am I in this? Well, you can see that we've been consistently selling off of these previous highs. And then sure enough, you can see that we put in this hammer right at the lows. But the market seems relatively weak. Like Shreve says, he wants to see that divergence in between the correlation with some of these crypto assets in the Nasdaq. And I agree with him, right? And that's what we're talking about, mixing two friends group. We don't really want to see that right here. But this is what we were referring to earlier on AMD. Neckline broke right there at 62.18 and now trading up to 61.73. So Joey, a really good head and shoulders break. What do you got?
All right, guys. CRE is going insane. So here we go. It's going to halt again. It was a 10-minute deep halt on the previous occasion. Now it's going to halt here at 7.70. If we get a couple more, there's the gray out. We're halted at $7.70. Take note of this last input time here on the time and sales. It's very important. It's a little hack. 12:51:24. The last print came in for 100 shares. You add increments of 5 minutes onto that. You will get waves of 5-minute increments in the halt. It'll be 5, 10, 15, 20. You guys get it? Be on the lookout right now. CRE is all the craze. It's insane. It's breaking out really aggressively. Here's what I'm seeing on the 5-minute black charts over here. Let me throw in the ticker so everybody can follow along. CRE, excuse me. And as you can see, the first thing I'm going to say is all I see is absolute respect for the 10 EMA on the 5. In addition to that, it's a trade de novo, meaning this was not trading during the pre-market. It was not trading with any relevant volume at the open. The volume started coming in fast and furious, I would submit to you, at 12 to really 12:30. I mean, the volume started picking up at about 50,000 shares, maybe a little bit less per 5-minute candle, but it was this candle here, 12:25, that did over 100, and then all hell has broken loose now to the high side, halted $7.70 Let's see which way this cookie crumbles, baby. I'm going to be involved in this one if it is appropriate. Now, as we've talked about before, and I want to take the opportunity during the halt to tell you about this. These halt levels act as intraday areas of support and resistance. It doesn't always retrace back into the halt area, but if it does, it sometimes is a good money buy. And I use that word sometimes here because I don't want to sound too overconfident, but my observation has been that most of the time, these halt levels, at least initially, not on every dip, at least initially, do give you a good dip trading opportunity. So here's what I mean. In this case, it didn't even get back into it. So we did technically halt at around 643. Look where we opened up at 7. Typically what we do is even if we open up higher, most of the time we do, if we're on a heater like this, we typically wick down into basically that previous halt level 640, 650, 660. You'll be a lot closer to it. So exuberant were the buyers, though, on this particular name that they bought it up at 675 as opposed to the 6 mid-40s. So be on the lookout here. CRE, fantastic looking one, at least for the moment. But as quickly as this one can give you profits, it can certainly take it away. This is not a large cap that's around every day. And for years and years to come, it will break your heart, okay? So don't fall in love with it and make sure you are trading using sound risk management strategies. Let's go now over here to IPA because IPA finally give me that curl. We're nicely in the money on this one, taking prints to the high side. We got 18s on just with the beak there at 25, and we do have some nice more outs here listed into that 2 1/3. So we'll see what IPA has to offer. But SOWG coming right back down. That 40 seller still kind of eluding us here. Anything below my entry at 21, it's all over. And then XFOR displeased me. Still displeasing me, despite the fact that we got a few prints here to the high side, still 96, 98, $2, all unprinted here on XFOR. The only thing keeping me optimistic about this bad boy is the 20 different candles right now that it has straddling the volume weighted average price. And I exaggerate for effect here. It's obviously not 20, but this is the candle that dropped down into VWAP. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we're on our 6th candle that's defended the volume weighted average price from the north side. So let's see if this one can start putting in some higher highs and higher lows, man. Give me that print into that $2 area. We'll see what we get, and we will not get upset. Shout out to your boy Neil. All right, so that's it. Basically, those are the 3 trades, Joey, and I'm going to be keeping my eyes closely here on my friend CRE. So just remind everybody, 12:51.24 was the halt time. It is currently 12:55.29. So if it is going to be a 5-minute halt, we have another minute less, 50 seconds until this opens. Recall, the previous halt was 10 minutes deep. Let's see how long this one lasts, Joe.
Good look, Streif. You know what that song we were thinking about this morning, Beastie Boys?
Yes, sir.
No sleep till... No sleep till Brooklyn, baby.
So good.
That was it.
Tell them what you did there for Halloween.
Oh, yeah, me and my...
That was a sick one.
Yeah, I wish I could bring that picture back because that's when we were all in school. Oh, dude, that thing's... When did I graduate? 14, so that would have been... Or did I graduate? I don't even know anymore. Yeah, so that would have been in 2013, man. So that would have been a long time ago, 12 years ago.
Very smartphones around at the time, right?
Yeah, well, it was posted on Facebook. But yeah, anyways, me and a couple of my buddies, we dressed up as the Beastie Boys for Halloween, and that was a good one.
That's a good one, man.
Yeah, that was a good one, the 3 of us. It was sick. We went to
Joey, gotta interrupt. Here we go.
Brother.
Here we go, CRE, zigging, zagging. It still hasn't taken out that 770 high a day. I stand corrected. It is at $8 now. High of the day. This one's on the warpath, 810 to the high side. We're up 75%. Here we go. This is awfully crazy. I don't want to trade this one. I've got 3 other ones that I got to monitor. This one's going to stress me out, but this is breaking out now. Here we go. We're going to halt again here, Joseph, at 43s. If we stay at this level for a few more seconds, let's see if it's a false halt as the buyers pack in on the bid side of the equation at 43s. And can we get a gray out? Or are we going to, we're grayed out. We are halted again to the upside, $8.43 on CRE. Does this even have a catalyst? I'll just give it for everybody else. I personally don't care. Here we go. This is what I'm seeing. CRE Enterprises received gross proceeds of about $5.8 million from offering before deductions. Really? That's what's sending this up? 5.8, I'm not trying to say I have $5.8 million, but I mean, I've seen things move for a lot worse than that. Anyway, there's more. CRE Enterprise IPO of 1.45 million class ordinary shares closed at $4. Is this an IPO? No way. Give me a second here.
Yeah.
This ain't no IPO.
RPO.
It is. Oh, it IPO'd yesterday. I think somebody was actually telling me that in the chat. Thank you, guys. Yes. So the high day yesterday, 5.25. This thing opened at $4, ended up closing at 4.22. The high was 5.25. Today, as you can see, 8.43 high. This is an IPO from yesterday, guys. That's it. So that's a headline right there, in addition to whatever $5.8 million they got. So this is yesterday's IPO. Yes, Walt, that's what I meant actually, you, Walt. When I said somebody told me that CRE was the IPO from yesterday, I did actually mean you. I just forgot your name. Thank you, Walt Winchell, for pointing that one out. I do appreciate that, Joe.
Good look there, guys. All right, so we're into some Ethereum. Nice bounce of VWAP on AMD. We did catch a little bit of that move, about half of it, maybe a little bit more, and then we got all out. So not too bad. ETHA not doing too good for me right now. As the market, I thought, was looking to rebound because AMD is climbing higher. I thought Google was going to bounce, but it seems that Tesla has now broke that downtrend line. So keep this in mind, right? Nice long off the lows there, Gorev. Boom, boom, and then you're snapping that, and then you head right. And the primary target obviously going to be the volume-weighted average price. I think that'll be a bonus if you do get into that neck of the woods. But there we are, ETHA. We're long this name, consecutive selling, south of VWAP. Nice, strong correlation between the price there, so it's hovering. So now we want to break. I did punch in, added, doubled up the position. So now that's going to be a move to 28. We're going to look for 28.10s, and then maybe even this neckline here. I think that would be a pretty big bonus. I don't mind adding some more shares to this position just because why not, right? If things are working out for us, you want to continuously hammer some things on the day. We did take a loss on Google and then a small win on it earlier in the session right out of the open. So we'll touch on that here real quick. So there it was. I'm like, all right, let's go long. The thing is, though, when I'm watching the tape, it was a pretty mixed bag. And I'm like, all right, but you had consecutive strong flushes on the ask. And I'm like, all right, let's see if we can break and hold this pre-market high level. So I punched there, and then I gave it about roughly $1 before I got stopped out. So I cut it. And then once we broke through the volume-weighted average price again, I punched same size, but then only ended up taking 50 cents on that one. But I was like, yeah, it was a good idea to just hop out of that trade because it was just consecutive selling. Still positive on the session, about 0.8% there. But yeah, that was what we got on Google. What else did we trade? AMD, Tesla. Oh yeah, we had a Tesla trade as well. Tesla short, TSLL. Boom. We add 3 times or twice. We enter our position, add 2 more times. Boom, boom, boom. We take that off, and it was a slow grind to the downside there. So it was unfortunate that we did get stuffed out, break even, but there was a nice potential move on there. Bitcoin worked out okay for us. IBIT. We take that long, we make a mistake right here, and then you get that move higher, looking for the continuation of the trend, and then boom, you take that out, and then we get stopped out 20-30% right there. So now we're in some
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Can I see it, or am I?
Yeah, it's French Montana. He's dating the Princess of Dubai, Sheikh. What's her name? Ramram Mahra?
Yeah, shout
what
out
the
to
hell?
him.
I've
Yeah,
never
yeah.
heard that name before.
Shout out to French Montana.
He's not even French, bro.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but the country, the African country that speaks French.
So
right?
Morocco, Algeria, and Tunisia were former French colonies, so they speak French out there. That's why. Libya, Italian colony. Egypt, English colony.
Okay, yeah. Isn't like Sierra Leone French too, or something along those
a lot of
lines?
African countries, a lot.
Are French too.
They have
a couple. Ivory Coast is French.
Cote d'Ivoire, absolutely. Bang on.
Is
Bang
French
on.
as well too. So
Absolutely.
yeah, shout out to geography and everything.
Shout out to Chatty.
But no, that's what I got cooking up. Let's go. Maybe we can make a little bit of cash money over here on ETHA. If it wants to bounce and head back towards VWAP, that would be a big time move, and we'll be much appreciative of that. 28.20 is going to be a primary target. You can see that we have a definitive neckline right around that neck of the woods there. So that's going to be another target, but the market's going to have to participate in order for these targets to, I think, be obtained. So we'll be patient on that one. Bitcoin slowly curling back over in definitive lower highs. So you can see somewhat of a downtrend here in IBIT, doom all the way to the downside. So the inability to construct and crack through some of these previous highs, forming lower highs, Sharif.
All right, CRE is going to down halt here, guys. Here comes 720 halt. Here we go. A couple of more seconds at this, and the sell orders are stacking up. There's the gray out. Halted, 720. 102.26. Note the time. Neil, where's that from? Note the time. No. Somebody. Yeah. That's from a comedy. It's from a stand-up. It's like, Note the time. Oh, goodness, that's going to kill me. I think it was Chappelle.
What was that improv show? Whose line is it anyways?
Yeah, I know that one.
Was that an improv show? Yeah, I remember that.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
No, hold on. Note the time. It was Chappelle. It was, oh, yes. Okay, I can't talk about it.
Chappelle,
It is Chappelle, right? Yeah, it is Chappelle. No, it's Chappelle. I just can't talk about what he was saying because it's not for me to talk about on here, but it's hilarious as hell. You guys can do your own research on that, so that we'll keep an eye out on that. All right, guys. You know exactly what I'm talking about, dude. Like, it's profiling. I can't talk about that, Neil. Like, I mean,
no,
anyway.
the best skit is honestly The Real World, when he remakes The Real World.
It's so good, of course.
It is
So we can make the video or not make the video.
He's like, sit down when you go.
100% pure Cambodian. Goodness gracious. It's all so cancelable now, but that was like 20 years, 25 years ago now, man. I mean, there just wasn't that kind of thing back then. All right. All right, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. I do appreciate you guys. All right, here we go. We're doing it freaking live.
Yes, we are.
On X. Wow. As soon I could tell this guy's in or out of the money just immediately based on his mood. I love it. All right, guys, here we go. I'll get to that one in a second, Joe. I just want to show everybody XFOR holding VWAP now, making higher highs and higher lows.
Bitcoin.
Still having trouble with $2 though, Joey, so I did de-risk here nicely on the move up for XFOR. Let's keep an eye out on this one separately. My friend IPA, I don't want to say continues to pay because the second I do that, it's going to drop. But it's stepping up. It's got a seller here at the $0.25. Let's see if he can take out 26s. Packing my patience there. And then last but not least, SOWG. Still, as you can see, putting in the higher lows. That hasn't changed, guys, on this bad boy over here. So despite the fact that it sometimes zigs and zags with VWAP, it is finding support. Go ahead, Joey.
Brother. Yeah. We're cooking up here.
Get it, man.
Oh, man, these order rejections drive me nuts.
Oh, yeah.
All right, All right, here we go. We'll take a little bit more. Yeah, good vibes only. GVO. All right, so we got a nice big time pop. This is what we were looking for, 28.20. Did I take off half? Not quite. I will take off a little bit more here just because this was a potentially false break, but we won't complain about that whatsoever. A nice move. We'll hold on to the remaining 50% of our position there on ETHA. Off of this hammer candle, was the entry exactly precise? No, but it was pretty close. If you play the break of that candle, you get that move right into the volume weighted average price. That's what we're looking at. Katina, man, spin it, my guy.
I'll spin it.
All right, no problem.
Boom. Shout out to Valeria. Get it in the car.
Either way is fine. Okay. Let's go, Money Storm.
Get it.
This is what we want to see.
Nice
work, guys. Sorry, guys.
All right, it's cool, man. There it is. The Money Storm's on the wrong side of the screen, but everything's fine there, Joey.
Yeah.
All right, here we go, man. PA. I'm waiting at 27s. I just got the 26 print. We're long 18s. We have some good shares into this one, so we'll be able to take out several levels. The highest we're posted at is 31, despite the fact that the high of the day is at 33. Let's go ahead and post at the high of the day as well. Keep your eye out on IPA. It was a beautiful buy off the volume weighted average price. That's where I got in there. Show it to you on the black chart. It didn't even hang out all that much at the volume weighted average price. It was a quick, sorry, that's SOWG. I meant IPA, pardon me. At the VWAP here, quick wick down, bought up aggressively. Next candle ended up being green, and we've been putting in higher highs and higher lows since then. So let's see if that trend can continue. No, she's not back to Trader TV. I think she's in Russia, Anonymous, and hasn't been back since. Has she been back, Katina Man? No. Katina Man says no. So I'm also continuing to wait here on XFOR for $2 break. $2 has been a bit of a annoying level. It's a 210 high, I realize that, but there wasn't that much time spent above $2, and now we're really starting to stair step into that too. Now, if we reject $2, this poses a real problem. Why? Because it will have been an area high, meaning that 210 high, and then a $2-ish rejection means lower high. Then you'd be on the lookout here for that lower low. Where does that lower low come from?
that break of 185 where basically it bottomed out there. So be on the lookout for a loss of that level on XFOR. That could spell some problems. But there goes IPA again, taking out both my orders at 27 and 28. Next level I'm posted at here, 29s. Let's see if we can get a bigger move up here on IPA. I don't want to take out too much too quickly to see if we can hold a piece for the higher levels here on IPA, Joey. We're doing it freaking live.
All right, you guys are actually real comical, man. You make me laugh.
What up?
No, just the comments in the chat, obviously.
Oh,
yeah. Funny people. Funny people. Yeah, Bitcoin being a little bit stronger than what we got in our good friend now. Ethereum is our good friend for now. Things can obviously change.
He'll flip the switch on you in a second. He'll flip the switch on you in a second.
There is no hesitation whatsoever. We can be amazing friends, or we can just be like, hey.
At least he's honest.
Yeah, I have no issue with it whatsoever. That's just
he'll drop you like that.
That's my coping mechanism. You know what I mean? Because we all need that.
That's fair.
But Bitcoin bouncing nice back here, guys. So you can see that it put in that base right below, and then now starting to trade above the volume weighted average price. Ethereum is struggling at VWAP. I don't know how relevant that is to some of these crypto names right now, but as inflows continue to increase and more adoption with this, my guy Tom Lee is starting to buy this stuff hand over fist, and then we got the Ethereum machine as well too. So that's kind of a micro strategy that he's looking to employ with just generating yield essentially. And then obviously if you own that stock, you generate the yield, you benefit from that. And then also you get the appreciation of the stock itself, and then the underlying asset, which would be Ethereum. And that's kind of what Michael Saylor's got going on, except for there's only the appreciation of Bitcoin and the stock price. So just keep that in mind. 1 minute time frame here. We got 50% of our position on in ETHA. So yeah, that's what we got cooking up. Okay. Google bouncing nicely off of those lows, Sharif. 300 holding up to a T. We talked about that 300 put wall with 34,100 current open contracts. And then you can see that alphabet company, Google, starting to climb higher. Maybe you can get back into VWAP because those numbers were absolutely amazing. I know Sharif's probably going to do the news momentarily, and we're going to most definitely be talking about what we got going on with that, because there's some interesting stuff across the board with Google. And I don't want to release it. I know Sharif's got some stuff, but I'm going to touch on some things as well, too, that I think are just really, really attractive for this stock. And that's why the thing is, though, I talk about it all the time. I said it before. We're such in a massive change in our day-to-day operations that there's ways to take advantage of this. And I think Google Cloud, as long as we're continuing to scale AI and working to build on this, you got to store the data somewhere.
Scale AI. Hey, there's my guy.
You see where we went on that with that one there. But that's what I'm getting at, though, Sharif. In all reality, where are they going to store all of this data? I talked about the likes of NVIDIA a while ago with their autonomous kind of division that they got cooking up. In a matter of 60 minutes, they fill up as much storage as 270 iPhones.
That's crazy.
So it's insane. So the amount of data that needs to be collected and stored somewhere, I think it's only going to benefit these big boys here. And actually, I'm not even going to give it away yet because I think you're going to like some of the stuff.
All right, man.
I made sure I read through your notes and that you weren't there.
Oh, look at this guy. Hey, all right. No overlap. I appreciate that. Yeah. STFUFFS. $2 super chat.
Bro, do you know what that means?
Of course I do, bro.
Okay.
That's why I didn't say the whole thing. Trader TV calendar, Joseph.
And it's 3-inch seam shorts. If they
Moment
make
of silence.
If they make them, then more.
Oh, I'm sure they make them, bro. Just go down one road that way.
One road. Which one?
Go one road east.
Oh, I see what you did.
What's going on over there, Katina man? And NVIDIA HOD, shout out to the Katina man who just put his positions in the chat. Let's go, he says. There we go. I'm going to read them out, Katina man. Give me a second here to find them. There they are. Amazon 230.80. Long Google 192.24. NVIDIA 171.50. TQQQ 88.18. Katina man puts his positions in the chat. If you're not following along in the chat, then you are missing the positions. So make sure as well, Joey, once you guys are in the chat, to get into the chat, of course, and vote for your favorite tickers every day. What I'm doing right now is I'm looking for the link that the Chilean Nightmare sent me so that I can share it with you guys and we can have a look at what is moving on the day. Here we go. There we go. Let's bring it in. And there it is. Shout out to Fabian for this. All right, who's winning today? Tesla was 68. Guys, it's an abomination that the highest vote over here
is 68 votes. We got to get at least a triple-digit winner here, Joey.
Well, we got a lot of the Hulk in too, right?
I know.
When we were doing
I respect that,
guy?
of course, but we definitely got to get some more votes in here. There's no way we can have the leader here with only 68 votes. Get into the chat. Essie's bestie, you put BMNR. I respect that. But the program here will not respect that because you didn't throw in the dollar sign. You got to throw in the dollar sign, followed by a 3, 4, or 5-letter ticker. Get into the chat right now, guys. Throw it in. There we go. Now Tesla's moving with some votes. Get into the chat. Throw these votes in. Let's get these all up into triple-digit territory. It's fantastic animation here. And by the way, this is probably going to be posted behind us. Story behind that to come, Joey, but we won't let everybody know too much about that. All right, CRE is headed to the downside here, guys, and here we go. It lost the 10 EMA, and now it's at $6, and it better hold up here because that's where the volume-weighted average price is. It's losing 6. It's going to halt at 592. So that's two down halts, in a row right now
let's go
CRE.
with Ethereum. Yeah.
Take it over, Joey.
Yes, let's go with Ethereum. Yeah, that's what we want to see. This is what we want to see. Yeah, man, come on. We're cooking up, man. And you know we bought a bunch of this stuff yesterday as well, too. So that's why we're happy about seeing this grind higher.
The first thing that he said to me today when he came in, did you buy any ETH? I was like, okay, so let me guess, you bought ETH. Oh, Joey.
No, but dude, seriously, we talked about it. We talk about it all day. Let's take advantage of this stuff.
No, I respect that, man.
Cash money. So that's what I told you. That's what I'm about.
I feel you.
Yeah, of course I can do anything for you, Assassino. Fix my mic there.
Yeah, you don't want to disappoint him.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. I'm sorry, I apologize about that, man. I don't want to have a conversation with him after about the mic situation. So.
I love this persona that we're making for him. People are going to fear the hell out of this guy, bro.
He's the nicest guy.
Yeah, he's like the most quality guy out there. Full disclosure. It's just, he's Assassino.
He's Assassino. You got to watch out for those guys. You don't know what they're really about. But no, good trade there on NVDA and the TQs there, Katina, man. As the market is just going absolutely parabolic right here. Let's go.
Get it, Katina, man.
His name's not even Katina, man. It's Deontay Wilder from this point on. There it is, Deontay Wilder, my guy, cooking up a star.
Get it, Katina, man. Bob and weave, baby. Bob and weave.
There it is right there. Show
I tried to tell you.
He tried telling us. He tried it. He attempted it. Did we listen? Maybe
Joey.
not. Some of us did. But shout out to the bronze bomber himself. Katina, man, the monster.
We need an Italian thing, a little bit of an Italian twist to his name there. The bronze bomber, that's great. But is there an Italian kind of
we know
twist?
about that one.
The Italian stallion. No. Obviously, I don't mean that. That's Rocky's name. But he's got to have
Katina, man, or Rocky. Choose your fighter. I got Katina.
Yeah, well, I'm not going down that road, bro. I'm just trying to get him an Italian nickname. That's all I'm trying to do right now. Yeah,
we'll think about it.
We'll think about it. Yeah, guys, in the chat, throw in some Italian nicknames there for the Katina, man. Keep it clean.
Keep it clean. Yeah, keep it PG as well, too, please, guys. All right, so yeah, nice pop there. This is what I'm talking about. Like, this market is so strong, so bull-esque. It's like we can't even really. The continuation in the shorts just don't work. So it's like, take the moves, take the pop, and get out. What is really driving this? Let's go through the Mag 7 before we send it back to Sharif to see what we got going on. Oh, wow, Ethereum. Do your thing, Ethereum. Do your thing. What was I going to do? Microsoft. Let's take a look at... Bang. Let's take a look at Microsoft. Boom. Look at this thing continuously go. This is insane. It's not stopping. It was consolidating while the market was doing absolutely nothing. Breaks out. Let's go over NVDA. The Cadillac Katina. All right.
Katina, because the mob guys are always driving Cadillacs.
Did you see the new Cadillac IQ? Our guy, Marquise Brownlee, did his review on
No, I actually didn't see it.
500 miles this battery gets.
The Lyric or the IQ?
It's the IQ. Yeah. Take it in. Yeah. So Marquise,
are we gonna have to build it?
We're gonna have to build it.
No.
9,000 pounds and has 500 miles of range there on the Cadillac.
Cadillac?
Yeah.
IQ?
Yeah.
Okay. Cadillac. What is it doing, bro? Sorry.
Cadillac. Pull it up.
There it is.
No, is that a real genuine print
There we
there
go.
in,
Okay. What is this? Let's find out immediately what this is now that we're. I thought this was called the Lyric.
It's similar to the lyric he was saying. Yeah, yeah.
Look at that.
Similar.
Look at this, dude. Are you kidding me?
That thing is wicked, dude. He did the review of it yesterday, and he loves it.
This looks really good,
it's
dude.
really nice, dude.
But
500 miles.
Oh, there's another bottom screen here.
Yeah.
You see this, Joey?
Dude, there's a lot going on in
this thing is like one.
Oh, I'm telling you, there's a lot going on in this vehicle.
What is this? This is like NVIDIA. I mean, how many GPUs do they have in this mother? You know what? Like, but that's hilarious.
No, it's all digital.
This is nice. I bet you anything it's far cheaper than the Gravity. Let's find out. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll go with that. We'll just go.
Are we building it now?
We're gonna do it.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's the end of the story.
Yeah,
that's the end of the story.
We're not building it anymore.
We're not building it.
We're not building it anymore.
160,000 Canadian dollars.
Yeah.
All right, man. All right, man.
Yeah, the snow peso, buddy. That's what we're
percent? I need to know. I need to know.
Snow peso. Wow,
Okay.
Tesla.
No,
Go ahead. You got out of Tesla. There goes Tesla starting to climb higher. Nasdaq just moving. I was gonna say something else, but then I was like, all right, we don't want to say that. But there it is, ripping faces off Tesla trendline break. That was the signal. 300 hold. Let's bring up the put. I thought you said you got all of it. You're out on that. You got the break on PLTR. Randy coming in with the storm as well too. Maybe we'll see what we got going on with that. But let's pull up our options chain to see what we got going on with Tesla, because we know that there was a massive put wall right at that 300. Why we couldn't snap and hold it? You get that indecision print right off of the lows, and there you go, Joe. You get that move to now the volume weighted average price. So there it is. Tesla's 30,000. There was about 100 more on this. Those have been cleaned up, but there it is, a put wall on this week's expiration cycle for Tesla, bouncing off of those levels to a T. Is that the highest size of open interest? It's looking like there, guys. So there it is, Tesla making a nice move to the top side there.
All right.
Are we building it now?
Yeah, no, I asked chat, 1% to 2% of the Canadian population, if you use the formula that's set out for affordability for cars, like percentage of income for transportation, according to chat, and you know chat does hallucinate, roughly 1% to 2% of Canadians could realistically afford a $160,000 car without financial strain.
Yes, I mean, $160,000 is a 1% car. Would you not classify
Absolutely,
it as that?
because
you know what
I mean, until I would say 5-6 years ago, maybe until before COVID, we were talking about the Huracan being around 220, 250,000 Canadian. This is not that far off. Okay, it's less. I get that. By the time you're walking out the door with some options and the 13% sales tax we have to pay on it.
It's 200K.
Exactly. More, Joseph.
More than 200K,
and there's luxury tax. Don't forget everything above 100,000. What? Your boy Trudeau threw in the luxury tax.
What do they do with our money?
I don't know what they do with our money, man. But anyway, that's ridiculous. All right, guys, we're printing up multiple storms right now. But
we got a lot of super chats here too, as well.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, you want to cover some?
Yeah. Let's go through it because they're flowing in right here now. So let's go to that first one there.
Nimrod, my man.
Nimrod, XFOR just paid for half of my Airbnb at Trinity Bellwoods.
How does he know about Trinity Bellwoods?
Well, you just said he's paying for an Airbnb and he's coming here.
Gotcha.
So
I was like, what? Okay, so that's a really nice area, by the way.
You're just down the street from me, Nimrod. It's literally across the street.
Nimrod.
At me, and then maybe we'll go do some ganders around Trinity Bellwoods and Parkdale, because chilling, smoking, Parkdale, posting, as they like to say. That is what they like to say over there.
Chip Diamond, thank you for the super chat. $2, too expensive. I guess we'll just note the price. Oh, I like that. I said I'd note the time, my guy. I do like that one. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's ridiculous. I mean, I'm not going to go on a rampage right now about the difference in prices between Canada and the United States, but that's neither here nor there. Garrett Stevenson, thank you very much, my friend, for the $5 super chat. Share the wealth, hashtag printed 100% on CRE and 20% on SOWG. My guy, absolutely banger there. Couldn't be happier for you, my guy. Shout out to you.
Balling says we need bigger shirts, my friend.
Why?
It's tough, man. It's tough, man. It's just how they fit, brother.
All right, here we go. Can I cover my trades? I want to cover these trades. All right. IPA, we're doing real well on this one. The spread just opened up ridiculously for some reason. We were at 230. We have a seller at 230. This thing dipped down. These are real prints, by the way. Into 215, got bought up immediately, and back into 225 we go. So IPA doing well. We're also doing well on SOWG. We just took out the high of the day there with a print. We're still going unprinted at our 146 order. SOWG up 57 almost percent. 58% now on the move. Here is XFOR that paid for Nimrod's Trinity Bellwood's Airbnb. We're long on this one from $1.90. Just wet the beak there at 206, but it is coming back down into 2. But I'm really pleased because this one did get me out of some trouble. I was really worried that this was going to lose the volume weighted average price. What kept me really motivated here was all these bottoming tail candles that kept showing up into VWAP. So it kept giving me the impression that there were buyers stepping in at that predictable area of support. Let's see if this one's got the juice to take out that 210 level. We're waiting at 208s and 210 next, Joey.
All right, then let's go Ethereum. Shout out to Nimrod as well, too. What do you guys mean by, okay, so we have a couple individuals asking this question, so we'll touch on that here briefly. So we talk about levels of support and resistance. So let me try to simplify this and put it into layman's terms. So when you have a high concentration of open interest, so I just want you to focus on this number. So option open interest, 34,000. Right? That's relatively bigger than anything else that we're experiencing or seeing displayed here, right? So what can that act as? So it's essentially a supply zone. So there's a bunch of contracts. You have individuals who are now short those contracts, and they don't want them to close in the money. Because what happens if they close in the money, now you're essentially long that stock. You're going to get assigned, they close in the money, so you get assigned X amount of shares. But anyways, nonetheless, what a put wall and a call wall essentially can act as is a support and a resistance zone, and that's just how we're utilizing this metric in our intraday trading. So we identify high levels of open interest, and then we look to see how the stock reacts around those specific areas. Now, I was talking about the 300 put wall on Tesla. Look where Tesla's low of the day is. It really struggled right around that 300 level, and then now you get that bounce. Why do you get that bounce? Because now you have hedge funds and hedgies, as Neil likes to call them, starting to buy the stock up so that it doesn't close in the money. You don't want it to close in the money. Why? Because then you'll get assigned those shares. Now, let's move that over to the call side. We see a high level of open interest at a call side. We look for the stock to reject those levels. Why? Because the hedgies start selling shares, start putting that downward pressure so that those contracts don't close in the money, and then they're essentially short after they've been assigned. All right, so that's just how we utilize the open interest of certain underlying assets and even some basic ones, or all underlying assets. But not everything is displayed and nothing is 100%, but it comes into play more often than not. All right, so just look into that and see if that works.
Joseph, the 100% humidity is back.
I love it, baby.
Dude, I went by the bathroom and they got the door open over there because they're bringing in stuff. It is ridiculous.
This is where I thrive.
Clearly.
Yeah, I would honestly go all summer. Just no AC or anything like that if I had the ability to do so. Yeah, I'm all about the heat, man. I'm all about that heat. I want all the smoke and all the heat. Yeah, I want all of that. But here it is. I didn't take anything off there. I said my target was 2820. So maybe we'll trim a little bit more, nothing crazy, just because we will always want to follow our rules. Or did I already? Yeah, so all right, we'll take a little bit more off and leave the rest for a dream there, for the dream, just in case it does slowly want to grind higher. I mean, Bitcoin's had such a significant stronger recovery. We're not too far off of the high of the day. You see that trend line snap, boom, and now you're making that move higher. So let's see if our Ethereum wants to participate. Tesla moved all the way into the volume weighted average price. NVDA is at 173.57. Speaking of call and put walls for the individuals who have been asking about those questions, hopefully that answered it, all right? So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna pull up NVDA's options chain and look at the 175 strike price, which I believe there was a high level of open interest right around that neck of the woods. So 175, 94,900 contracts, 77.5, 81,000. So what essentially we have here is a concentration of open interest. For me, I'd be looking for any forms of indecision and rejection of those levels. Let's put up the actual underlying here to see where our high was. And you can see, pull it up. Was this Monday, the 18th? Was that Monday? I don't even know what day it is anymore. So yeah, anyways, 174.53 was this previous high, and we've been consistently trading below those, below that strike price. So I mentioned 175 is going to be that first bulk of OI that we see. Now we haven't even breached that level for this week there, Sharif.
So apparently we had a bunch of executive order signings today by Trump. I'm looking at Truth Social. Obviously, we don't have a Dara to kind of shadow Trump. She is on vacation, much deserved. President Trump signs executive orders on AI, executive order promoting the export of the American AI technology stack, executive order accelerating federal permitting of data center infrastructure, and executive order preventing woke AI in the federal government. All right, Donald, is that a technical term there? No, but seriously, good look for AI, obviously, and keep your eye on these chips. They could be moving, hence why the Katina man is long NVIDIA. And they've been doing real well. So shout out to the Katina man there for that. But look at XFOR go. It just takes out my order at 8s now. Now I'm waiting at 10s. That is the high of the day. So I'm posted at HOD on XFOR. It's been a rocket ship to the high side. It scared the hell out of me when we punched in aggressively at 90s. But now it is stair-stepping up. Looking out for a double top, though, on the lookout for a possible double top at the high of the day. Separately, look at SOWG takeout levels. We just got the beak wet there at 45. Now we're posted at 47s and then 55s. This one's up 60% and still going. This one, though, IPA. So that one sold off aggressively at 30. Well, why does that matter? Because that is a lower high. So that is a problem. It's a 33 area high. It was over here. That took us to 33. And now the sellers have stepped in at 30s, and we got no prints above 30 in this area right here. So this is a problem for me. I'm long 16s, so we've got a bit of a buffer. But what I saw this one do, I won't forget, it was literally at 30s, and the spread opened up from 29 on the ask all the way down to about 15 on the bid. Was a 1 penny spread prior to that. So just because it regained some footing here in the mid-20s, mid to low 20s, doesn't mean that it won't drop 15 pennies on you quick as you like. If it's done it once, it can do it again. Be on the lookout. So IPA, be careful with this one. And here we go again on XFOR. Now we're showing 9s. Did we print anything 10 related? I'm looking at the time and sales. Nothing on the time and sales coming in at 10, but there's a whole lot of buying here at 9s. Let's see if we can take out 10s. We've got shares, not that many, on XFOR. Let's go ahead and post at 14s as well. Here's 10 again. I just saw 10. So there you go. 9, 10 now on the ask. So now can it cross? It can't cross quite yet. Buyers, boom, into 10. There we go. 11's now showing up. We're waiting at 14s. 12 showing up now on XFOR. Can we get a little bit more? 41% and change. Good look here for XFOR. Keep your eye on this one, but this one is a bamboozler. As quickly as it can give it to you, it can take it away. Case in point, the hot garbage right here, that is CRE. Gives you many halts to the upside. You think this could be the one? This is the chosen one. Maybe this one can hit triple digits. Just like that, your dreams are crushed. These ones are around for a good time, not a long time.
Yeah, for sure. Sharif, can you take a guess without looking? What is the best performing major average on the week?
The week?
Yeah, the week.
Excuse me for a second. I'm going to say the NQ.
That's the SPY.
Was I close?
Yeah, close. Yeah, it's second.
Yeah.
Or actually, no, it's the worst performing one on the week.
The NQ, eh?
Yeah,
Dang.
we're up about 1.3%.
Okay.
The top one is going to be the SPY, up about 1.7%. IWM 1.6%. The DI Big SPY, shout out to Big SPY. And then the Dow up about 1.4% on the week. Now let's go zoom out and see what we got going for the monthly. The Qs is the best performing one on the month, 4.79%, and then the SPY 4.73, IWM 4.6, and then the Dow 4% flat. So, I mean, that's some nice returns there, guys. You can see the market start to pull in slightly here on the session. Now it's just starting to slightly, it's also recovering as well, too. So you get that pullback and then slightly buying pressure back up. What happened?
I said big smile right away. You rag. I love this guy, bro.
Man, this guy is hilarious. Yeah, right. Ask him what milligrams he's running over there on the Zins. That guy's running 18s or something.
How many milligrams are you running over there?
On the Zins.
He knows. He can hear us. I don't even know why I'm messaging him. Like, you literally hear us.
If he's listening to us, like, that's funny.
Shout out to Big Smile, man.
Shout out to him.
5 sorry, 50,000 milligrams or 500 or 5 million. I don't know how many zeros there. Shout out to 420 Bud Monster. But I'm not surprised, Mr. Bud Monster, that you would be.
Over 6, you're an animal, Sippo Sunshine. You're absolutely correct. Don't be doing those. I don't know how people do the 10s and the 12s. That's zombie.
Why is it hiding that? Because he said animal? Calm down.
Maybe, yeah. Calm down, everybody. But no, this is what we got going on. We can't break 28.
24 because I ain't no Joey Small.
Oh, my God. This guy. This guy is crazy. But yeah,
man.
in all seriousness.
Ram, did you hear what we want to do? We wanna do it live. Your boy Joey, he likes the 4-inch shorts. You heard about that whole thing. You did, yeah. So we want the people to decide, Ram, what's appropriate and what's inappropriate. Well, yeah. Well, it's gonna have to come to that.
I don't know. I won't do that. Maybe I'll try. We'll see what's going on, man. We're not shy around here, that's for sure. I'm the least shy individual you will ever meet. I'll tell you that right now. Especially my guy Mike P. DeRider. I don't even know if he's there. You get a couple wobblies in me, and we're rolling, buddy. They used to call me the nature boy back in high school.
Hold on, what are wobblies?
Wobbly pops?
Yeah.
Beers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Wobbly pops, brother. Come on, man. We went over this already.
Wobbly pops.
No, but we took a little bit more off of
my bad,
some
guys.
ETH. I'm going red stripe this weekend for the boys trip. We got the little bachelor party cooking up this weekend, so I'm going red stripe. Shout out to my fellow Jamaicans. And then I was going to say something.
What does that mean, red stripe?
Red stripe is a beer. It's a Jamaican beer. It's a Jamaican lager. Yeah. Cool. So I'm going to be bringing those up. They still come in the old bottle, the stubby. Do you remember the stubby bottles?
Of course, yeah.
They
those
still
are sick.
Yeah, they still come in.
Yeah, the short ones.
Well,
right?
it's literally like this. No, you got to pop it there. Yeah. But it's literally it's like that. It's like the shape of that, right?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So we're going to be doing that. I'm still disputing the vegetable trays, so that's a hot topic in the group chat. No one seems to be backing me on that one, but that's okay. You got to stand on your own sometimes, so that's the way I go.
I love this. Look at this.
What?
Trading today for tomorrow. Sitting in a hotel lobby with an earbud, laughing, being stared at up in the stuffy Thank you, gentlemen, Sharif and Joseph. Thank you for watching, and always a pleasure to kind of make you chuckle and to be part of your day. I know I can speak for Joey when I say that, obviously, and the boys are right. We appreciate all the viewers, guys, and I just want to remind everybody that this is very important. Where is it at here, Joseph? Oh my God.
Hit it.
I pity the fool that doesn't hit the like and subscribe button.
All right, there we go. Ethereum.
Where's the other one? Where's the Katina one, bro? I lost the other one.
That one that's like 3 minutes long. Yeah, play that one.
It's because he giggles at the end. That's why I like it.
I like that one.
I don't have it anymore. I don't know where the hell it went.
It's a good time. But no, Tesla now north of the volume weighted at.
What do you mean? Oh, good call, Katina, man. Good call. So your boy Joey Options tomorrow, he's going to be on the morning show with your other boy, the Katina man, Sean Katina. And then Neil is nice enough to cover for your boy Joey Options
Neil.
over here on the midday. So it'll be Neil and I tomorrow on the midday. So a little bit of a schedule change there. I hope everybody's, everybody's going to be good with that. You're going to kill it on the morning show.
So it'll be me in the morning show with Sean, as Sharif just mentioned. But then I'm also going to be off Monday and Tuesday, so it's going to be our guy Obi-Wan Kenobi covering for your boy, because I will be going. I'll be hanging out at a cottage, I should say, until Monday, and then we'll just chill out. We're obviously going to be mature and safe because you don't want to play around open water. I'm big on water safety as well too. And this is me being serious. So yeah, we want obviously to have everyone to have fun, but we want to do it in moderation and make sure everyone gets home safe to their families. So yeah.
I was doing a little deep dive. Well, not deep dive. Just wanted to find out what the rules around it were. So you can drink on a boat, but you got to be anchored and you have to be washroom. You either got to be docked, anchored, and it has to have a washroom on there. But you can't be drinking. Nobody can be drinking if the boat's in motion, which I found to be a bit of a buzzkill. Like, what if it's a big yacht and people want to just chill in the back and you can't drink while it's in motion?
Well, no, I'm sure on a big yacht,
there's no difference between size of the boats. You got to be docked or anchored.
Oh, wow, that's funny.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of bizarre. I don't know what kind of rights of search the OPP has on the water, if it's the same thing as the streets. Probably. You know what I mean?
If they have any form of suspicion that you guys are being rambunctious or anything along those lines, then I'm sure they
it's interesting. Anyway, I think they figured. I know, Katina, man, what really happens, but I'm just telling you, letter of the law. You have to have a permit, says a Katina man. I didn't actually know that, brother. okay, so that makes sense. So if you've got, like, for example, the boat cruises, right? If you're on Lake Ontario, you get a boat cruise, booze cruise, so you got to have a license for it. That does make sense. Yeah. We call that the LLBO, but we got to do something else right now.
Yeah, we got to do something. It was a little quick on me there.
She lied to you, Sharif.
All right, new traders, listen up. First month free, that's right. We're waiving fees, trade smarter, not harder. Upgrade to Elite, analyze, strategize, capitalize. Our platform, it's everything. Infinite data, instant trading, lightning fast market insights, game-changing charts, predict with backtesting, reliable real-time data, global markets at your fingertips, all in one platform. Don't miss out. Execute your best trades now. Ready to elevate your trading? Scan the QR code or check the link in the description. Yeah, guys, we're having a fantastic Thursday. It's always fun on a Thursday, but we also like to put on good trades as well, too. So Sharif's been killing it, Neil's been killing it, and Sean's been killing it. So yeah, this is what we do. You get a mix of good trading and some fun as well, too, because we know when you're at home, it can get a little bit boring, so we want to slightly entertain as well. So we're just talking about bachelor party trips, everything, etc. But this is what we also got going on with ETH here. So we've just been trimming some as we're slowly grinding higher and higher and higher. If we do get to the high today, that's going to be a complete bonus. But there is only 20 minutes left of the show.
All right, I flattened out all my positions right now because I want to do the news and I didn't want to hold on to the positions while we were doing said news. So let's get right to work, baby, because there's a lot of stuff to talk about right now, especially in the world of the earnings world, that is. So let's talk a little bit about Broadcom. Kind of should be talking about Google before I talk about Broadcom. But Broadcom is up nicely today, at least it was. Where's it at right now? It's up 2%, but actually red since the open. So in its earnings play, or it's in its earnings report, I should say, yesterday, Alphabet hiked its 2025 CapEx, stands for capital expenditures, to 85 billion. Previous guide was 75, and the street was only looking for actually 73.3. Well, how does that help Broadcom? Well, the increase signals obviously a stronger commitment to their AI infrastructure, which is bullish for chip suppliers, especially our friends at Broadcom, who were up 3% yesterday in the after hours because Broadcom is Alphabet's longest standing AI chip partner, supplying the custom processors that actually power Google's AI system. And history actually repeated yesterday after the bell, because in Q4, when Alphabet reported earnings, they also cited higher than anticipated capital expenditures for AI, and Broadcom actually bumped up on that news as well. So it's happened not twice in a row, because Q1 it didn't happen, but it's happened twice so far within the last calendar year. The larger CapEx commitment likely translates into stronger order flows for Broadcom and other key suppliers in the AI data center stack. Joey, you like to see stuff like this, so a good look for Broadcom as they weasel into 1.3 trillion now.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's something, we're not done with Google. Are we done with Google?
We're going to get to Google in a second.
Yeah. It's a really good look, right? I'll pull up the technicals for AVGO. This name has been on an absolute tear. Sorry, excuse me. We'll zoom out to the daily here and get crack-a-lackin'. But look at these. Look at this move off of the lows. 108%. Stock double, right? Off of those April lows. So this was a big time name, and I'm happy to see that Broadcom, one of the $1 trillion members here, a very exclusive club. I forget when. I think it was somewhere around this neck of the woods where they joined it, or whatever it may be. Yeah, it's a really good look here, and if you want to grab any dips, no major pop. You can see that we're still hovering around this zone right now, and we are starting to slowly curl over. But just watch out, Broadcom looking really good from a technical standpoint.
All right, let's talk about the reason we're even talking about Broadcom. Google, Alphabet, technically, reported after the bell yesterday. Hope you caught that with Neil and myself in the Market Recap Show. Hell of a revenue report here. Knock on the door of $100 billion. 96.43 billion in revenue they printed on the quarter, with EPS coming in at a healthy 231. The street was looking for 218 there, so a beat on the top and bottom line. And revenue did grow nicely year over year, double-digit growth, 14%, beating the 11% expected by the street. And the net income here, an eye-watering $28.2 billion in profit. That's not revenue, that's profit, which is also up 20% year over year, really driven by strong search, cloud, and YouTube. We'll get to all the different segments in a second, but it was a hell of a report for Google. Who says you can't be jack of all trades? Because they're doing it right now. Let's talk about cloud. Cloud revenue, $13.62 billion ahead of the $13.11 expected by the street, and up
32% year over year. That is a nice change from Q1, where they missed expectations, with Azure being the only one that beat. AWS and Google Cloud were a miss last quarter, not this time around. By the way, Amazon reports on Thursday with the dead one Apple.
Bang.
OpenAI will actually now use Google Cloud infrastructure, so they're competing in LLMs, Joey, but OpenAI looking to do business with goggles in respect, or with respect to cloud. The company cited strong and growing demand for cloud as a reason to further ramp up investment. Their advertising revenue as well, beautiful. Search revenue, $54.19 billion. Total ad revenue, $71.33 billion, up 10.4% year over year. YouTube ad revenue as well beat expectations at $9.8 billion. The street was looking for $9.56, showing solid growth despite AI competition. The company did warn, though, a little bit of a silver lining here, or not silver lining, a little bit of a caveat, that the Q3 ad revenue, the upcoming quarter that is, could face tougher comparisons due to the U.S. election-driven spend in Q4 of 2024. So look for maybe a little bit of weakness as it pulled forward demand for the election. Let's talk about the CapEx, because that's the only reason Broadcom is moving up. As I mentioned, they raised their 2025 full-year CapEx expenditures from 75 to 85 billion, well ahead of the 58.84 expected by the street. Chief Financial Officer said the further CapEx increases are likely into next year. So you saw an 85 print, at least so far, for 25. Maybe we see a 100 print for 2026. Who knows?
And they've only spent 40 billion of that in the first half.
Exactly. I think it was like 16 in the first quarter, or 18, something like that.
So they got another 45
there you go.
to spend.
It's big money, man. It's crazy money.
45 billion.
And the spending here, Joey, reflects the rising demand for AI talent, the cloud infrastructure that requires a lot of money, as well as the compute power. A couple of last little tidbits to leave you with here. AI overviews. That's a little rectangle you get at the top of your search now when you do a Google search, regular organic search. You'll get an AI summary at the top. That now has 2 billion monthly active users. Gemini, far less in terms of actual users using Gemini. 450 million monthly active users using the Gemini chatbot.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was going to touch on that a little bit here, but I know you're going to like these numbers right here.
Okay, let's hear it, baby.
The number of Google Cloud deals, over 250 million, doubled on the year, with as many billion-dollar deals in the first half of 2025 as there was all of 2024.
What? That's intense.
That's big time. That's big time. And that's why I like this stuff. Cloud. AI. Put the two together. Where's all the data going to be stored? I don't know. You tell me, Sheree.
I have no idea. Don't put that on me.
Where's it going to be? But it has to be stored between the big
Google, obviously,
and the big three, right? You're going to go Azure, you're going to go AWS, and you're going to go GC.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Agree.
So there you go.
Oh, wow. You look at XFOR Go. I shouldn't have flattened out. Get it, Neil. Appreciate that. Look at XFOR Go. This one's on the warpath, guys. Keep your eye on XFOR. It's really going right now. All right, let's talk a little Tesla. Obviously not nearly as good a news, Joey. Tesla, a bit of a tougher look, down today, 8.75%. Thankfully, it didn't go SSR. Let's talk about how they did. 40 pennies EPS. Street was looking for 43, so bottom line miss. You also got a top line miss on the revenue, $22.5 billion in revenue. The street wanted 22.75. Musk warned. He didn't actually say this, okay? I listened to the entire call. He said, we could have a few bad quarters. We may not. We could have. And then the media took that and misconstrued the hell out of it anyway. The person who wrote this article is a noted Elon hater, so I didn't really have any choice.
This one guy is such an Elon hater.
It's a female. It's not a dude.
Yeah. Another dude who's.
So automotive revenue fell 16% year over year, down from 19.9 billion down now to 16.7 year over year on the quarter. Regulatory credit revenue slid sharply from $809 million previously on the quarter, now down to $439 million. and deliveries were also down markedly, 14% year over year on the quarter, down to 384,000 units, and actually missing internal expectations, the guide by the company. The end of the $7,500 federal EV tax credit in September could add further headwinds. Also, supply chain disruptions from new tariffs, as well as the limit on Q3 U.S. vehicle availability could also be some local headwinds there. And now with respect to the Model 2, that cheaper model, that sub $30,000 model we've been talking about for over a year, apparently, according to Elon and the, I think, chief operating officer, they began first builds of a more affordable EV, which they have not given a name to yet, in June, with volume production, according to Elon, targeted for the second half of this year. We don't even know what this car looks like. Apparently, they've built it. And we're going to get volume production in the second half of this year. We'll see. It's the long-rumored Model 2, or I think at one point they were calling it the Model Q, could help obviously regain some of the lost market share to some of these cheaper Chinese EVs, especially if they offer it with FSD or some variant thereof. Let's talk about the RoboTaxi as well as Optimus here, Joey. Musk reiterated his ambitions for a RoboTaxi rollout in 2025. And this part I don't agree with at all, and he did say this, by the way. I heard him. He's aiming to cover half the U.S. population by year-end, pending approvals. I don't think that's mathematically possible, but it's nice to be ambitious. Optimus, humanoid robots are still part of the long-term narrative, but very little near-term news or commercialization expected.
Yeah, totally. I mean, listen. We got to just think about what Tesla's current core business is right now, and that's going to be selling EVs. Car business is tough, all right? It's most definitely tough, and we went over the previous quarters as well. It's very few times have they had double beats in the past couple of years, to be honest with you. But I think that Tesla is most definitely one of the most forward-looking stocks that you can possibly have. It's tough. It's tough being in the car business, and we can see that reflected in the earnings report. California registrations down 21% year over year on the quarter or whatever. I mean, just everything, just losing market share to BYD across the globe, literally. I said, well, in Europe, I guess I should say. But again, it's a tough business. You have to stay forward looking with Tesla, just because I think Optimus and the robo fleet are going to be start to take up share of this kind of this EV. I guess what should I say? What I'm looking for, the primary revenue source essentially is the electrical vehicles, and maybe those things can overturn, and you lead that towards Optimus and the RoboTaxi.
Yeah, I'm just looking at a lot.
Yeah, but I just think that it's like it's a tough business, and I think it's one of the most forward-looking stocks in the market.
Oh goodness, yes, absolutely,
right?
I agree. Right. Let's do a little IBM review here. Look, it wasn't such a bad report. There were a couple of things that obviously stood out, but I think it was good overall, and this might be a buying opportunity here. So let's talk about it. EPS beat 280. The street wanted 264, so bottom line beat as well as the top line beat. Revenue a little bit shy of 17 billion, 16.98. The street was looking for 16.59, so both topped expectations. Revenue grew a healthy 8% year over year. Sharp acceleration from the sub 1% growth that they experienced in Q1 of this year. Despite the beat, though, the shares did fall after hours and in the pre-market as management flagged cautious customer behavior as well as macro hesitancy. Let's talk about the different divisions that they have. Software revenue rose 10% up to 7.93, slightly missing expectations there. Hybrid cloud, which includes their Red Hat, showed strength at 16% year-over-year growth. Their gross margins in software, look at this, Joseph, 84% gross margins, man. 83.9 versus the 84. That's obviously basically the same thing. And their AI pipeline expanded to $7.5 billion, up from the $6 billion that they printed in April, really indicating strong demand traction. How about their hardware segment? Hardware infrastructure revenue, I should say, also jumped 14% year over year, up to 4.14 billion, easily beating the 3.75 expected by analysts. Management noted some clients are actually shifting their spend from software to infrastructure. So that might not be a good thing for IBM, right? Because software margins are like mid-80s. Hardware, unless you're an NVIDIA, you're likely going to have 50% minus. gross margins. NVIDIA's is still something like 70%, but that's an anomaly. Their consulting and their M&A look, let's talk about that. Their consulting revenue grew a decent 3% year over year, 5.31 billion. It did top the expectations of 5.16. And IBM did acquire a consulting firm named Hakoda, and they see a clear path forward from M&A under the current regulatory conditions. Goodbye, Lena Khan.
Yeah,
Anything else?
no, it's looking good. IBM's obviously a big time move. And talk about a stock. I mean, we don't really intraday trade this name, Sharif, but just look at this move, this run that it's been on. Unfortunate big time gap down, right? That's what happens when you go on these type of moves. From those April lows, you get 40% to the top, and IBM was looking really, really good. But yeah, consulting revenue, I know you touched on that one as well too. So yeah, it's a really good look across the board for IBM. I think you buy this name at the end of the day, to be honest.
I agree, and we saw what Neil's up on it. Neil's one of his, he chose that one.
Yeah, he was doing the IBM dance not too long ago there. Yeah.
He might be doing that dance again. Because I think it might be time to add into this bad boy. But let's talk a little service now. So NOW reporting after the bell. It's like $1,000 name, obviously. This is more of an Adara trade here. But EPS, let's talk about it. $4.09 earnings per share, easily beating the $3.57 expected by the street on revenue, Joseph, of $3.22 billion. That's a $100 million beat. The street was looking for 3.12. Net income rose 47% year over year, up to a healthy $385 million, and revenue as well jumped 23% year over year. Bless you, Ram. Shares surged, at least after hours, that is, to the tune of 7%, really reflecting the bullish sentiment on AI-driven enterprise demand. Let's talk about the AI tailwinds that this company is benefiting from at the moment. Subscription revenue up to $3.11 billion, easily beating the $3.03 expected by the street. And now they expect 12.77 billion up to 12.8 billion for full year 2025 subscription revenue. The CEO, Bill McDermott, credited accelerating agentic AI adoption across the industries as a core growth driver, and now they're guiding a new guide here for Q3 subscription revenue of 3.26 billion to 3.27, again easily above the 3.21 expected by the street. There was, though, a minor drag here in Q3 expected. So one of the federal customers accounts for about 11% of their revenue, and shifting government budgets may add short-term variability. The CFO says the outlook already kind of reflects the uncertainty, and they remain confident in the broader trajectory. Their public sector still growing the company for them, Joey, despite the caution around the near-term U.S. federal spending with Doge and Donald Trump trying to get a handle on spending, or is he? Public sector bookings grew 30% year over year in Q1, and the momentum in federal and state contracts continues to support good CRPO growth, which rose, Joseph, 25% year over year.
Oh, no, that's a good look there. I mean, we won't complain about any growth year over year, but
good luck.
Are you going to be buying service now, Sharif?
You know, I can't talk bad about this. I mean, there's obviously a case to be made for this. It's just not my specialty.
Exactly, same, right? So I agree with you on that one. I mean, if you look off LB Day, Liberation, or LD, we'll call it now, Liberation Day lows, LDL. Shout out to Adam DeLuca as well there.
ADL, all class Adam.
So yeah, all class. But yeah, 670. And then essentially you get this move all the way to that current high off of the report, and then you reject those levels, 54%. And then now that gap up that we experienced from the report, you now are starting to feel that gap towards the downside. So yeah, that is service now. I personally have never traded this name, obviously due to the cost of it, and I don't think it's very liquid. We'll take a look at the 5-minute. So even on the 5-minute time frame, you're having liquidity issues, but boom, pop up higher on the report, consolidate, and then you give back a little bit of that move here. So just filling that downside gap on service now. But let's touch a little bit on the Ethereum here quick before we hop right back into the news there, Sharif. We're slowly grinding back towards the high of the day. There is another add opportunity, but we doubled up the position right here, and then boom, 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 we hold it for view up, and then we just continuously holding this position as we're grinding higher, up 4.2% on the day. So yeah, good look there. Yeah, one person's asked me a question. We'll go before we hop back in the news. Is Circle, what is Circle up to on the intraday session? Not too much here, guys. So you can see that it's pretty negative on the day. We'll zoom out and see what we got going on from the daily. But for me now, personally, now that I know what's going on with Ethereum, I don't even really care about owning Circle. I'm just going to go Ethereum, to be honest. So,
what's that piece of crap CoreWeave doing? Oh, it's still putting in lower highs and lower lows. Oh, it's time, Joey. It's at the 50.
No, I think it's past it now, man.
No, man, it's straddling the 50.
All right.
Oh, sorry, Assassino. It's straddling the 50. All right, let's do a little airlines are under pressure. We got a couple of reports today from American and Southwest, and they're both, in different areas. American obviously focuses more on international travel. Well, they have domestic as well, obviously, but love really only international. Oh, sorry, domestic. They don't even come to Canada. I'm talking about Southwest. So AAL now expects 2025 EPS to be between negative 20 pennies to about positive 80. That's sharply lower below its previous range of $1.70 to $2.70 plus. So a big drop off there. Management did cite macro uncertainty and weaker than expected demand. The forecast was reinstated after being pulled in April, I'm assuming because of the tariffs and Liberation Day. The guidance, though, implies high volatility depending on travel trends. The best case is tied to improving domestic market, really, as opposed to international. I didn't have an opportunity to see how their domestic versus international was doing, but we can look at that a little bit later. With respect to their actual numbers, adjusted loss per share for the current quarter, 95 pennies versus the 78. That was a slight beat. 14.39 billion in revenue ahead of the 14.3, so they beat on the top and bottom line in the current Q2. Net income, though, it did fall substantially. 16.5% decline year over year on the quarter in net income. They printed $599 million in profit. And their adjusted net profit, for whatever reason, came in a little higher at 628. Their Q3 outlook, though, they're looking for an EPS loss of about 10 to 60 cents per share. The street was estimating a 7 penny loss there, so that's a miss. That's weaker than expected by the street. Now, with respect to Love, Southwest Airlines, they're shifting away from their blanket perks like free check-in bags, open seating, etc. They're rolling out the rollout of Basic Economy in May initially hurt sales. The company admitted it reduced its Q2 unit revenue by about 0.5 point and expects a 1 point hit as a result in Q3. The new fare strategy, they say, is part of a broader effort to stabilize revenue in a weaker travel environment. We're talking about Southwest right now, guys, but they did announce a $2 billion share buyback program, and management says demand is stabilizing, but discounting persists during peak summer. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that if you're a company. You don't want to be giving discounts in your peak. Yeah, that's
right,
not
right.
the move. Those are the higher margin times.
Yeah, exactly. So it just shows you there's not enough demand, obviously, for what's going on there, Sharif. But we'll take a look at American Airlines to see what we got going on from a technical standpoint. Yeah, boom, dumps off the open. Continuing to sell, as I like to say, sucks to suck sometimes. But yeah, there it is, guys. No big time recovery in AAL.
All right, we're going to try to do this one real quick, Assassino. If we have to interrupt me. Chipotle cut its 2025 same-store sales forecast to flat. That was down from the lower single digits previously expected. This marks the second consecutive quarter of downtrend revisions due to declining foot traffic. We'll get to that part in a second. Their EPS, 33 pennies, that was in line with estimates on revenue of 3.06 billion. That missed. The street wanted 3.11. Same-store sales, this is not a good metric. 4% drop year over year in the amount of people coming into their stores. That was kind of a little bit of a silver lining here, was the average check rose by 1%, Assassino. Are you looking to trade futures like the Nasdaq, the S&P, or even Bitcoin? Well, guess what? Top One Futures is one of the fastest growing prop firms out there, baby. They give traders the chance to manage up to $1 million in real capital. And the best part is you choose your own path. You can choose the instant funded route, the challenge account, or even the pro, and start trading your way to real payouts and even a live account. And in the last 90 days alone, they paid out over $10 million and earned 1,000 5-star reviews from real traders just like you. Use that discount code TTV to save on any account. So if you're interested, scan that QR code or head on over to toponefutures.com and start trading towards your next payout. Joseph Wilson,
yes,
it
sir.
Is 2:01. Leave him with a thought.
Yeah, I mean, it's Thursday, guys. Just racking. Hopefully everyone's had a good, solid week so far. We got one more trading day, and then we're heading into the weekend. But make sure we will be back. Well, they will be back here bright and early Monday, but we want to take care of Friday first. And there's still plenty of time left in the day, but I hope everyone's had a fantastic session. And if you haven't, guess what? You got tomorrow. And if tomorrow sucks, guess what? You got all of next week.
Straight up. All right, guys. We'll see you guys same bat time, same bat channel. Joey will be on the morning show tomorrow. Neil on the midday. I'll see everybody at the green screen.
Leaving before lunch. Welcome back, everybody. And
welcome back. Welcome
got a little
back.
something. Someone's mic is still on.